Kriya Babaji Namo. Om Kriya Babaji Namo. Om Kriya Babaji Namo. Kriya Babaji Namo. Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Welcome to our May 21st Vedgurudev's Kriya Yoga Q&A Satsang here at the Kriya Yoga School. We're going to be answering all the questions from our YouTube chat. So welcome to all of our members and all the people joining us on YouTube chat. Also, before we start, if you're interested in Kriya Yoga, but you don't know where to start, we have a free Kriya Yoga school, which is freekriyayogamasterclass.com. We have over 100 members there, so we welcome you to join us if you want a beginner's framework of how to start practicing Kriya Yoga. If you're ready to start practicing Kriya Yoga and you're ready to start doing the Kriyas with intense tapas practice in your sadhana and you need help, book a call with me, kriyayogamasterclass.com. Click on the book a call button. A calendar will come up and you'll see the date and the time that you can get on a call with me. And if you're a good fit for our Kriya Yoga School Masterclass, then join our Kriya Yoga School Masterclass, and I will personally guide you and coach you through the same way I do with Veronica and Paul, who are on the live stream right now. So without further ado, let's start our, I guess it's the 46th satsang, and let's get into the questions and let's start helping people solve problems, overcome their problems with no judgment here at the Kriya Yoga School.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I was just thinking this is our 46th class. It's almost 50. It seems like we started this last summer, so it's almost been a year. I can't believe it. So,
Time goes by fast.
So, I don't know. I've been struggling financially, but I just out of desperation, I posted a bunch of my art, some sand art faces on Facebook. And just before class, somebody messaged me and bought 2 of them. And they were 2 of them that were behind the ones I was selling because they didn't have plants in them. And she was like, I'm a plant killer. I want those. So I was thinking of, I don't know, if I wasn't in the Kriya Yoga School, I'd probably be going into a panic and a tailspin, wondering what I'm going to do. But I feel like because of the Kriya Yoga School, I kind of like feel like it's going to be okay. And I don't know, I feel like the Kriya Yoga School like creates like a thoughtfulness in me, and I've become more self-aware and detached, but still I don't know, I'm detached from my ego, even though I'm struggling financially at the same time, and just approaching my problems more mindfully, and I don't know, figuring out a way to like solve them instead of escape them. So I feel like it's gonna be okay, and maybe I'm making space for something new. So I don't know. A question I have for you, Vedagurudev, is what have you learned from difficult times? How do you deal with difficult situations?
Yeah, well, anytime I get a darshan or I get a message from, let's say, Ascended Master, they always say the same thing. Everything is going to be fine. You have nothing to worry about. So I always kind of keep that in the back of my mind. But I understand it's difficult out there when you don't know when your next paycheck is coming or how you're going to pay the mortgage or how you're going to pay the rent or the electric. It puts a big burden, a rock on your back that is hard to let go of. But like, as Kriya yogis, we're kind of liberated in a state of moksha where whatever happens, happens. Like I'm not even attached to this physical body. So I'm definitely not attached to no physical material money. So we just kind of let what's going to happen and make our ultimate goal, our main focus, aligning ourselves with our inner divinity. Let's say it like that. You kind of realize that happiness is inside you as you. So you don't kind of search for it out there somewhere else. You kind of are happy with what you got in the present moment. I'm happy I got a roof over my head. I got food in my stomach. I got good health. I got a good mindset. No matter what happens in the Maya delusional world, or I was watching a video that I said in the Satsang, I kept calling the social media game the slot machine, right?
Yeah.
So, social slot machine out there in the world, you know, pulling that lever, ding, 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 ding. Everything is constantly stealing your attention. Everything is like candy for the monkey mind. Look over here, look over here, look over here. Like, but when you could really center yourself and kind of still your mind, these external meteorites kind of bounce off your atmosphere or bounce off your shield. You're not attached to it. So if you have a good mindset that happiness is inside you as you, you're less easy to be sold something that you don't need. And they don't want these people in this type of mindset. You know, you control what you know, what makes you happy. So no one can tell you what makes you happy. Like, buy this Big Mac, it makes you happy. Buy the new iPhone 25, it makes you happy. Do this, buy a car. Your neighbors will think you're cool, you know, like whatever. You're going to get girls if you have this nice red car, you know? So you are less easily swayed because you understand that they're selling you like snake oil, or they're selling you like the Brooklyn Bridge, that they're trying to sell you something that they don't have. When you realize you have all the happiness you need inside you as you, all you have to do is realize it, then it makes their marketing, their subconscious, their psyop plans not work. So they want you to stay in a state of hypnotism, right? Where
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, I understand it's tough out there. Most yogis, they just totally renounce the world. They don't want to work a job at all. They just ultimate goal is focusing on their inner divinity. So they just sleep in their cave and live by donations or whatever food they could get, but they're perfectly happy, and I would say they're in a more happy state because they're not even attached to their physical body, let alone their money or anything. Like I always say, my favorite story from Ramayana Maharishi, when he got to the place of his ashram, he took all his money and just threw it in the water and said, "I never want to touch his dirty money again," and he got his wish. So like, if you have that kind of mindset, it really creates a clear path. So they spend their whole day just praising God, focusing on God, aligning themselves with God. That is their ultimate goal. But yeah, when you have that kind of mindset, you kind of don't care. Like, yeah, I don't have $1 million or I didn't win the lottery, but I'm pretty happy. Maybe I'm even more happy than people who have won the lottery because they have more money, more problems. But
Yeah.
I don't have money, so I'm not really attached to it. It comes, it goes. What can you do, you know? So
Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of like you have to put your hands on the steering wheel and start driving yourself. I was thinking when you were talking, like how powerful our thoughts are. Like we can make ourselves sick with our thoughts, or ourselves happy with our thoughts, and just like that thought, like, I know it's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Why do you?
that's why they say in yoga, never talk bad about yourself, because the water in your body is listening. So you always want to uplift your water and make beautiful shapes with the water in your body. And you never want to lower your frequency. You always want to raise your frequency. So no matter what you're going through in your daily life, always talk good to yourself and always uplift yourself and keep your chest out and your chin up high. It's difficult out there, because like I said before, my guru said, Vedagurudev, you're become a master of distraction. So we found so much comfort in our depression, our sadness, our doubt, our fears, that that's like our comfort food. That's like eating M&Ms or whatever. We always try to go back to that. So when you have the right discernment in Kriya Yoga, you could observe yourself, say, wait a minute, I'm not going down that road. Even me, I have to catch myself sometimes too. Like I find myself going back into that egotistical pattern, and I say, wait a minute, that's not what we do anymore.
Yeah.
So it takes a little bit of mastery. It takes a little bit of practice. But if I could do it, anybody could do it.
Yeah, I'll find myself getting annoyed with people, and I'm start like talking bad about them, and I need to stop myself, because it could be me. I could be that person. So that's where I struggle. Like, just getting frustrated with people. So
Yeah, and you kind of realize no one's really going to happen the way you want them to happen. They're going to do whatever they do, and you really don't have no control. So why would you attach to something that you can't control? So you just, whatever, that's how you
yeah,
want to be. Up to you. I'm not going there with you. I'm not going to roll in the mud with you pigs, but good luck to you. I'm not doing it,
yeah,
but but I find myself looking at other people too, and I was like, yeah, I remember when I used to do that. Yeah. I'm trying to grow. I'm not trying to get stuck in that same loop, that same pattern. I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. So I'm trying to go forward, not backwards. So
yeah.
but
Like,
I feel compassion because I've been there. When I look at them, I used to be that guy. So if I could do it, anybody could do it, like I said in the beginning. But just take some little bit of work and a little bit of discernment and a little bit of self-observation when you step back from the TV and you don't really get attached to it. Like, okay, you almost got me. Like, I like when Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, your ego's always hiding behind that tree over there. So he's always around. He's looking for that door to come in. He's looking for looking for your shoulder to dance on. And yeah, do that. Listen to me, So, but if you don't give him a platform and you don't let him in your house, then he can't really affect you too much. It's just like looking at a funny movie on TV. So if you look at your ego that the comedy show it is, then it can't really affect you.
Yeah, so I'm kind of with you there, Veronica. Like
yeah,
financially, and a blessing did come to me also. So I think you could like make a living as an artist, and in my case, um, my business is kind of tanking, and I got this guy to come, and he offered to buy it, but then I was telling my older daughter about it, and she got me all worried. She's like, this could be, I don't believe it. This could be a scam.
uh,
He's got all your financial information now, because I had to give him my social, copy of my driver's license. He's got my banking information so they can direct deposit checks. But I didn't feel that when I talked to the guy, and plus I was the one who like offered him to sell. He didn't just like come out of the blue and say, "Hey, I want to buy your business." That would might have been fishy, but so yeah, so just a couple days ago, I got a first payment, so that eased my fears. It's like,
yeah,
oh, he's
good.
he's legit. He's really gonna do this. I'm really gonna be able to work for him. I'm going to have the weight of the business off my back and like a steady income, and I can quit anytime I want. I told him I'll work till the beginning of the year, and we'll go from there. If I enjoy working there and value what I have to offer, then we can renegotiate and maybe I'll just stay on. If not, we'll see you then. But yeah, it solved a lot of problems for me. So, it was a big blessing. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
congratulations, Paul.
thank you. But yeah,
Good.
I've been watching, a lot of lately I've been on like a Bigfoot skinwalker kick. I've been watching, a lot of stuff about that. But the question is, and this is kind of, like all the things that we now know that we didn't know before, that this in fact is, this world is like an illusion, and that there's just like a mind-boggling amount of things that are really taking place, yet we don't really see any of it. So how do we deal with the fact like that most of everything that we know has been a lie, that we've been played, and it's kind of scary. And there's also a fear of the unknown, like I know probably dying will be kind of like waking up from a bad dream, and then I'll be in my true state, but like I don't know that for a fact. So, there's like a fear of the unknown, and just a fear of like, what is this? Like if it's not what I thought it was, what is it? So what would you have to say about that? Like
I mean, I was telling my mother yesterday that my mother's like 80 years old. So I was telling my mother, like, don't have any fear or doubt or any baggage when you transcend, because you don't want that to follow you. You want to enjoy the golden flight, the divine golden airlines, the flight, travel light. Don't have any of these preconceived notions or expectations or any kind of fear or baggage travel with you. Just travel light as possible, my friend. But I wouldn't try to make sense out of any of it. I would just enjoy it for what it is. Like, finally, I get to ascend from this 3D physical hellscape. You know, all these Maya delusions, they don't carry over with you. So just enjoy the next chapter of your life, your soul's ascension, whatever that is. And I wouldn't try to make sense of it at all. I would just enjoy the journey, look out the window of the divine flight and enjoy it for as much as it is. Like, I it's been kind of relayed to me, when you do ascend, you don't want to ascend with any of this, and nothing really matters when you do ascend. It's just about enjoying the journey and going into the light for what it is, like, congratulations, your soul upgraded, it ascended. So I would just, I wouldn't even try to think about it. I wouldn't try to make sense of it, because once you go down that rabbit hole, then it it puts these thoughts in your mind. That's why when we do the practice of samadhi, we try to do a practice called sudi, which is basically let go, detach, let go, because you don't want these things to come into samadhi with you, because it's going to hinder your samadhi state or your state of being. So you always want to kind of be in a state of emptiness or like blankness, no matter anything you do in a higher vibrational state, I would say. So even in samadhi, like the pre-transition into samadhi. It's just like a white room where there's nothing to attach to, there's nothing to look at. So you just basically are forced to go inside you as you. So I would just say I wouldn't worry about anything. Let it happen the way it should happen. And what other people say, that might not translate to you, because you're a different person and a different spiritual level. So I wouldn't get attached to anything. I would just enjoy it for whatever it is. Like when I went up the Himalayan mountains, I could have been like, man, it's super cold up there. Uh, what happens if I twist my ankle on a rock? How am I going to get to the hospital if I break my leg? You know, these are kind of putting things in the universe out there that you don't want attached to yourself. So I wouldn't, I would try to keep as empty as possible and just enjoy the journey. So when I went up the Himalayan mountains, I enjoyed the waterfall. I enjoyed the very hard wind. I enjoyed all the millions of rocks as much as I could, because I wanted to enjoy the experience. So whatever experience is put in front of you, I would just enjoy it. I definitely wouldn't be in a state of fear. I definitely wouldn't try to make sense of it. I would just go with the flow and see where it takes you. That's basically my plan on in Kriya Yoga also. I just see where it takes me. I don't know where it's taken me, but I'm enjoying the ride, and it's been a great adventure so far. So let's see where it ends up.
So when you had this conversation with your mom, what brought that up? Was she in any fear of death, or was she talking about that type of thing with you? And what does she think of your yoga practice and everything?
I mean, she didn't bring it up. It just kind of came out of nowhere. Sometimes I get these darshans. You know, my mother is getting up there in age. She's 80 right now, and we're all not going to get out of here alive. Let's be honest. So my father, when did he die? My father died 5 years ago, so I didn't get the chance to have these conversations with him. So I basically prepare her. If something happens and I'm not, you know, it's going to take me a couple days to get back to America. If something happens, prepare your mind, be in the right mindset, and basically don't be in a state of fear. Congratulations, you won the divine lottery. You're ascending. All Kriya yogis, majority of their songs are all about transitioning into a state of Mahasamadhi. So all the songs we sing are basically, I can't wait to take the golden flight. Some yogis like Yogananda, they just say tomorrow, this is gonna be my last day. So say your piece, you know. Then they physically transcend when they want to. It's called Mahasamadhi. So I don't know. Sometimes I just say stuff that just comes up. Like when I come on the Satsang, I don't really have anything I had prepared to say. I just say what comes out. So I just told her like that, just in case, do me a favor and make sure you don't carry no baggage with you on the divine flight. Travel light, my mother, you know, like no fear, no expectations. Don't try to make
Forgiveness.
sense of it. Yeah, forgive everything, let everything go. Like whatever happened, that's the way it happened. It was all how can I say this? The spiritual wrestling predetermined. You know, it happened exactly the way it should be, and I'm grateful for the way it did happen, and I have no doubts or anything. And if you get in that state, it'd be harder for you to come back also. So I did everything I wanted to do. I feel pretty good about it. And well, Vedagurudev, you got to go back because of this. Nope, I'm good. I did it. I did it as best as I could. I don't know what would prove going back. So you, I would just say, in my mother's case, it's more prepping her to get ready for the inevitable, which is going to happen to all of us one day. So she knows I'm on the spiritual path. She knows I'm a yogi. My mother's like a Southern Baptist Christian. So like, she believes in Jesus and all that. And I respect it. I like Jesus also. So, yeah, so she would like me to be more on her football team, but this is my path that I have to walk alone. So I I don't want no one else's God becoming my God. Let's say it like that. So I'm trying to figure it out for myself. And whatever God resonates with you, that is the best God. That's actually one of the Satsangs I edited yesterday. I think it was which God is the best. And I
Yeah.
said in the beginning, there is no best God. Whichever God works best for you, that's the best God. I don't know. I mean, it's all a spark of divinity anyway. So whichever God works for you. Yeah, I don't want no one to tell me. I don't want other people's God to become my God. Let's say it like that. I'll figure it out for myself. Whatever resonates best with me, that's what I would say. So
Yeah. So I've heard it said that like Earth is like a school, and I've heard like this is one of the toughest schools, and like for us to be here during the time of what I would call the Great Awakening, I've heard there like are millions of souls, and like the ones that are here are like the best of the best, and that there's like tons of souls that just want to come here and do this. Of course, it doesn't seem like that when we're here, but I've heard that. I've heard like, yeah, the angels and whatever, they like look at us and they're like, wow, these guys are really doing it. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. I mean, my intuition tells me that that's true. And sometimes I do feel that like Vedagurudev has a tough job. He's on the front line. He's he's holding up the white flag. So he's almost like a spiritual hero. He's doing the real work, right? And my gurus told me anybody can meditate in a cave, anybody can meditate in the forest. But when you really master meditation and calmness and stillness, you could meditate in the center of New Delhi or in the middle of Times Square because you have achieved such mastery in the chaos and the distraction that nothing could really affect you. So I like when they say in yoga, even if it's the end of the world, don't let nothing shake your samadhi. So no matter what's happening in the external Maya delusional world, you just always keep that calm, centered, inner stillness state. But it takes some practice because the distraction, the psyops, the subconscious messaging, the hypnotism. Wow, it's powerful, right? Like if you don't have some tools in your toolbox, like what we give you in our Kriya Yoga School, it becomes very difficult. You become almost a slave to your delusion. Let's say it like that. You start to love the chain that enslaves you. So yeah, I would definitely say it takes some practice, but like I would say what you say is true that sitting in a higher dimensional plane where there's no murder, war, distractions, lower emotions, lower frequencies, and just relaxing in your higher plane isn't really doing the hard work, the heavy lifting. So I would say, in my perception, to the people who aren't doing the heavy lifting, seeing someone who's on the front line holding up the white flag, helping people, trying to bring light to the darkness, trying to be a lighthouse to boats that have lost their way out there on the sea is a beautiful thing, and is a well respected thing. And in my perception, I can't say this for sure, in my opinion, higher frequency beings respect it because you're doing the hard work, you're doing the heavy lifting, you're not talking about it, you're being about it. That's why I like when I say in Kriya Yoga, we are action yogis. We don't talk about Kriya Yoga. We do Kriya Yoga. So we're actually doing, we're actually leading by example. We're actually living it. So we're actually doing it. So I would definitely say that what you said rings true to me also.
Great. Yeah, I had a nice encounter today with a customer. So this guy was a naval aviator, Vietnam War era. So he came in and he saw my hats and he was like, "Oh, Navy." And he was old, white hair and big, and kind of, you could just tell he was pretty old. But so yeah, we had a nice discussion and told some, we like to call them sea stories, about stuff we had done. And I did ask him the usual questions, did you see any UFOs or whatever, especially since he was an aviator. And it sounded like he was about to tell me something, because that's when he started to go into, it was during the Vietnam War, and I was there, and but then he didn't really end up saying anything. But so I don't know if he thought better of it, but he's gonna come back, so I might reinterrogate him a little harder next time. But yeah, it was kind of fun. So I'd also just finished this book called Cosmic Top Secret or something like this, and it was from this guy that had like a super high clearance, and he was telling all about the world and the way it is, what they're hiding from us, and all the secret programs. And one of the last stories was very interesting, and he was telling about this rancher in the desert Southwest that had found some kind of cave or something. There were some artifacts or something in there, and he turned it over to the government. He said, "Hey, I found this out on my ranch." And of course the government came. And then during that time, there was like a landslide and something, and the cave opened up more to where they found like a shaft leading down. There was like a bunch of rooms down there, and inside there, he said they found like a disc, like kind of like a CD disc, but some type of disc that had information on it, and they were able to get into that information because I'm pretty sure that like we've got like some pretty high-tech stuff at this point, because they've had it back in the 40s, and like by this age, I just really don't know what we might have. I wouldn't be surprised about time travel, portals, any of that stuff. But they were able to read it, and so it was from this race that they called themselves the Wing Makers, and they were like one of the cedar races that I've heard about, and they were like geneticists and stuff, and they were here to like help us evolve. And they were talking about this technology, and they called it blank slate technology. And when I heard that, I was like, blank slate, wow, that's like going back to zero. And I noticed that you added in 000 during the closing ceremony. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Blank slate. And these beings are not bound by time. They live outside of time. So they're able to go anywhere in time. Whereas, they said even the angels don't. They're kind of bound by time in some kind of way. But and then they said there's also the freedom key, once you achieve that, nothing can touch you. You know, you're like, you can just go wherever you want in time. You don't like that experience, go over there then. But yeah, I just found it very fascinating, and you know, I really enjoyed that story, and it made me think about the 000.
Yeah. 000. Yeah, I did add that in. I was thinking that's also good with love, 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 peace, 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 happy, happy, happy. So yeah, it's kind of funny. That's exactly what I said in your question earlier. Like, don't transition with any baggage. Just be as empty as possible and enjoy it for as much as you can. So maybe these, what were they called? Wingmen? What was the name of the
The
people?
wing makers, wing makers.
Wing makers. So maybe
Yeah.
the wind makers are onto something, or maybe they're watching now. Like Vedagurudev, he's on the right path. 000. You know, just stay as empty as possible, and maybe you achieve the freedom key, or maybe you already have the freedom key. You don't realize it. So
Yeah.
So we got a comment from Teeny Tapada, and I'm trying to figure out what it means. Elsa Isnos. That sounds Spanish. And I tried to translate it. I can't find anything. My G. I guess that's guru or gangster. Very straight edge of you. My G. I don't know what this means. Please translate. Please clarify this comment.
okay, well, Teeny, if you want to elaborate, my G. Okay, sounds like from the streets,
Yeah,
right?
that's what we'll call it. My G. I was thinking maybe she meant guru.
How you
or
doing, Vedagurudev? My G.
G.
You know, what's up, G? You know, like yeah, like you said, sounds like something some of my hip hop friends would say,
Yeah.
right? How you doing today, my G? Right?
Yeah.
Or I don't know if that means my guru or it
Yeah.
just means my gangster. Well,
Yeah.
elaborate what my G means, but
That's very
either way,
G of you.
yeah. So anybody has any questions or any problems they want solved or overcome, put in the YouTube chat. No judgment. Vedagurudev is an excellent therapist, so I will try to answer your questions as best as I can. You know,
On the job
no
training.
judgment. On the job training. Give me the opportunity to help solve your problems or overcome whatever you're going through.
Well, I've been seeing a lot of videos of your guru on Instagram, and they're very,
Nice.
very great videos of him.
Yeah.
Whoever's
I seen them too, actually, about
Yeah.
the Kumbh Mela and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and at the end he says, "I love you," and I believe him that he loves me. Like, I love you.
Oh, he always says that, right? I love you. I love you. Love, you know, that's where love, love, love comes from, right? Love you, Babaji. Love you, Babaji. Love you, Sai Baba. Love you, you know. You know, like I said
Yeah.
before, there's no limit on love, right? It's not 5 beans in your hand. I only have these 5 love beans. I got to keep them, you know. Nope. Give love
I'm
as
out of
much as
love.
possible. Say it as much as you can. Give it as much as you can. Love you, love you, love you, love, 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 love the whole world as much as possible.
Here's an interesting thought. Thinking of love, like if 2 twin flames have a child, is their child one of a twin flame too? Part of their, I don't know if in I don't know, does that child, a child born from twin flames, do they have an advantage in this world? I wonder, being born of like true love.
Yeah, I would say probably. They'd say in yoga, being into a yogic, being born into a yogic tradition is a true blessing, or being born to a yogi is a true blessing. So they would say that on the higher astral plane, people are waiting in line to be born into a yogic spiritual tradition. So I would say if they have techniques like brahmacharya. So if you and your twin flame have a child together, they have techniques to kind of raise the vibration and make that child be born of inner divinity, more being born self-realized more, or like hurried up on the path, you know. I've never really seen it in person, but I'm probably physically sure that certain yogic traditions or parampara, when they do have a child, they make a conscious effort to clear the path for that child as much as they can by raising their vibration and making their child be born as already enlightened on the path. That's why sometimes you see like small children that are all already enlightened masters.
Yeah.
So maybe that technique was administered, but the hardest thing on the yogic path is finding a twin flame to
Yeah. First you gotta
make that
find them.
super flame. You know, there ain't too many.
Yeah.
You know, and the problem with when you get on the path of Kriya yoga or a yogic tradition or any spiritual tradition, being a householder and these lower frequency vibrations don't really appeal to you anymore. Like, you know, so you're kind of detached from that. So you kind of got to go backwards to go to that, to have that happen, which is interesting. That's why you don't see many yogis as householders. I mean, it's possible. Lahiri Messiah, myself, they're out there, but most higher enlightened beings have already detached from these lower desires, let's say, you know. So, but yeah, if you had a twin flame and you and your partner conceived a child, then it would be a super flame, you know, like
Yeah.
it wouldn't be just one fire, it'd be two fires together, which like a big fire. So yeah, that would be a true blessing. I'm sure if what they say is true, there are a lot of people on the astral plane waiting for that opportunity, and those are very rare, let's say, you know, like finding one person who's a self-realized being is one thing, and them meeting another self-realized being of the other sex and combining together for the divine union of yoga is a rarity, but I hope people out there find that. But
Yeah.
if you find it, let me know. I'm looking also.
Well, I was thinking like my parents were a terrible match, and it would just be great for a child to be born in a house of love, and instead of fighting all the time. I was just thinking that would, but like you said, it's hard to find. First, you have to find that twin flame, but I don't know, just to grow up in a house full of love, that would, you know, with your parents that truly love each other. They were just, I just think that that child would have such an advantage. But
Yeah, that's why they say there's a long waiting list of
yeah,
hypothetically people in the astral plane waiting for that perfect storm, that perfect situation to be born into. So that's why they say it's a true blessing to be born into a yogic family and already kind of jumpstart your spiritual evolution, which I was not lucky enough to have. I had to find out the hard way.
yeah.
But here now, so grateful for that, you know.
Well, maybe, you know, you'll appreciate it more when you do find that person. So maybe that's an advantage too. So you don't take it for granted. I don't know. I guess there's different ways of looking at it. Like,
I mean, it's so hard to find. Like, if you did find that person, it'd almost be like a gift from God, you know, like God has shined his grace on me today. I've been looking my whole life, and there are no good suitors out there. Let's say it like that. Because, like, here's the problem, too. If you're up here on a spiritual level, you can't resonate with somebody who's down here on the spiritual level. So that's what it's like. Cats don't like dogs. Apples can't relate to oranges, you know? So when you do find that person, it's almost like winning the lottery. It's like, yes, I've been waiting my whole life, you know? Do you know Baba G? Yes, I love Baba G. Thank you, God.
What?
True blessing, right? Right? Right?
Then-
Baba G is the greatest. Jai Baba G. Hello, come in. Right? I've been waiting for you my whole life. So
and then just to play devil's advocate, like, is it possible? I wonder if it's possible if it would be a distraction, if it would be to achieve spiritual enlightenment, if you can achieve spiritual enlightenment while in a romantic relationship, if that would enhance it or detract from your spiritual journey. I don't know.
it depends on your mindset. If you have like a laser focused mindset, and nothing can really affect it, right?
Yeah.
No matter how much chaos or distractions or craziness, or if your loved one tries to drive you crazy, it doesn't really affect you. Like, you can't be bothered, right? Like, it's almost like water off a duck's back. My guru used to say, be like a lotus floating on the water, untouched by the water. So something like that. Once you get to a higher plane, nothing could really affect you. Like I said earlier, if it's the end of the world, don't let nothing shake your samadhi. So if you're not shaken by the end of the world, some person who's emotionally attached or
Yeah.
to you and trying to get you to be what they want to be or fit in their box doesn't really work. I mean, that happens a lot in my case, let's say,
Yeah.
right? And it's really frustrating or bothering to your partner that you won't be the person that they want you to be.
Yeah. And then
you walk your own path untouched by their emotions or their control mechanisms, whatever you want to call it. So
yeah, and are you trying to control that person too? I mean, I guess we're all at different places. Like, I don't know, we can't always be what the other person wants or vice versa.
yeah, I
So
don't. In my case, I don't try to control anybody. I just
Yeah.
go with the flow, and it happens the way it happens. Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
yeah, I was going to say that's a very interesting topic because I had been thinking a lot about those types of questions. And like, so now I've, married a woman, there's an 8-year-old child involved, and he's very sweet and loving. And like my first marriage, we had a child, but that ended in divorce after like 5 years, and she was like taken from me. So that was kind of devastating. But I had never really wanted children, to begin with. I was like, I can barely take care of myself. Like, what am I going to do with a child? I don't know what to do.
Mm.
So I never really wanted it. And then second marriage came along, and I still didn't know much, and I still didn't really want any kids. But like now it's such a blessing to have them. And I'd say I was a decent father. I taught them good values, and I would always take them out into nature and to museums, and we did that kind of fun stuff. And so that was good. But like now I know so much more. And I'm also at a time in my life where I'm about ready to, phase into retirement. So I'll have a lot of time on my hands. And I'm just thinking about maybe, this is one of my purposes to help raise this child. And he will be raised in a yogic family, although he had already 8 years of Maya delusional world, but he's still malleable. And, I tell him at night, he always says, pray before you sleep. And I tell him, pray to Babaji and stuff. And he's good with that. Even though he's raised up as a Christian, he didn't question about Babaji. He didn't like, who's Babaji? No, I only believe in Christ. He didn't give me any of that. He's like, he believes in Babaji. So I think I have a good chance of, of like helping him. And like, I hear all this stuff about crystal children, indigos, and during different ages, and like what these children are. They're like, they're special. There's something special about some of the kids that are being born these days. So he might be one of them. And, I'm going to do my best to do it. And then as far as also the relationship thing, I also thought about that. I'm like, is this going to detract? I'm going to just, I'll be in wedded bliss or whatever. And I'm just going to be distracted by the marriage now. I won't be able to do my sadhana like I want to, but like, I don't really think that's going to happen in this case. And I was worried about, because we don't have a lot really in common, but, I did tell her about all my crazy theories and things like that before we got married. And she's good with it, and she's good with yoga. And I asked her about God and stuff. And, it's, there's just one God, and it's really all the same. So she's good with that. And I think the fact that we don't have so much in common is going to help give me like the time that I need, because we won't always just like want to be together or geeking out on whatever UFO stuff. And I'll still have the time to dedicate to my practice. So anyway, that's the way I'm hoping it will go. And yeah, I've been given like a do-over, like what I wanted it to be, what I think it should have been. Like, you marry your high school sweetheart and you're, in love, and you spend the rest of your lives together, that kind of beautiful relationship, which, I had a pretty good run with my second wife, but yeah, we really weren't all that compatible in various aspects. But yeah, so, I think it's like a do-over. And she came about, I mean, I was looking, but like she kind of found me, and I just kind of like feel like she was presented to me, at a time when I needed to have someone. And so I just think it's a big synchronicity. And who knows what the future will bring.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, I wouldn't try to make, like I said before, I wouldn't try to make too much sense of it. I would just go with the flow and see where it takes you, and don't, how could I say, don't try to fit in anybody else's box. Do what makes you happy, and walk your path. And if they want to come along for the journey, outstanding. But if they don't, that's fine too. But always do your sadhana, and I'll always try to fit it in. And you don't really have to explain yourself to anybody. This is what I do. This is who I am. And love me or leave me alone. That's kind of my mentality.
Love me or leave me alone.
So this, this is what I do. And if you want to come along for the ride, let's go. If not, then that's fine too. I'm good either kind of way. So yeah, I would just see where it takes you. And yeah, I'm not interested of being what other people want me to be. I'm going to be who I'm going to be. And if you want to join the ride, then come along. If not, it's okay. I like walking the solo path also. So yeah, but things can only distract you if you let them distract you. If you have the right mindset and the right tools, that it really can't affect you. Like, you kind of laugh at the drama on the big movie screen, like the joke it is. You're unattached to it. You're not in the movie. You step back from the movie, so you're an unattached witness. So you kind of start to get the mindset like, that's the best you got. You're trying to control me with that, you know? So yeah, I don't even believe the governmental dogma I was born into. I definitely don't. I'm not buying what you're selling, you know? You say go right, I go left, you know? I'm a free bird. I fly my own path.
I was
I
also
was
thinking, like, when that old guy came into my shop today, I was just thinking about all the different life experiences that like people have. I can't like imagine a much more exciting life than like to be a naval aviator, you know, flying planes and like being in a war zone. I mean, that'd be terrifying as well, but you know, like he lived a very exciting life, and
Mm.
I just wonder why some people, you know, just live a very mundane life. You know, they've never been anywhere, and they just, um, you know, I don't know,
they're scared, they're afraid.
but when you're
Yeah,
young, you think you're bulletproof.
just enjoy the journey, enjoy the adventure, you know, like don't live in a state of fear, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Just I like that story and autobiography of a yogi. American guy went up the Himalayan mountains in search of Babaji. He found Babaji. Babaji says, if you're a true devotee, jump off the ledge. He jumped off the ledge, died. His disciples got the guy, brought him back. Babaji brought him back to life, said, you're a true disciple. So I really relate to that story because I think that story is me in my egotistical perception. So I always jump off the bridge. I don't even think, like, try to make sense of it. Like, all right, let's do it. You know, let's see what happens. Let's see where this takes me. And what's the worst thing that could happen? Nothing really. So let's do it. So if you don't live in a state of fear, then it's hard for you to be controlled by fear. Let's say it like that. So they're always saying, we're fearless yogis. They always say that. Live in a state of fearlessness. No matter what happens, you're unaffected by anything, you know? So I try to keep that fearlessness practice in my toolbox, you know, like, oh, look, abominable snowman in the Himalayan mountains. Who knew? All right, going back to sleep. Have a nice day, Yeti.
Yeti.
Oh, fairy. Oh, keep flying, you know? Good for you, right? Oh, this guy's levitating. It is possible. Who knew? All right, going back to sleep. So just kind of become the detached witness and just kind of see where it takes you. That's my plan in Kriya Yoga.
So
I know some airborne people, and my policy is I'm not going to jump out of a perfectly good airplane, so I don't know if I'd jump over the cliff.
I mean, that's a good concept too. It's whatever resonates with you. If you're like, well, there's no need to jump out this airplane unless I have to, unless it's going down. Well, let's stay in the airplane. You know, use your own discernment and make your own decisions for your life. That's probably the best advice. You know, some people would jump off the cliff. Some people prefer to stay on the cliff, enjoy the view. Just decide which one you are. That's the best advice.
so this conversation just made me think of a question, like what do you think it means to be truly human? Just to like live in a state of fearlessness, or yeah, what does it mean to be truly human?
Like human in the physical form or the internal form, like your
Internal, like what are we supposed to be as humans? What would, I don't know, what's our to be truly
like
human?
your
I guess,
true inner potential. Like
yeah,
I
like
would say your true inner potential, just to be loving, is kind and unattached to the Maya delusional world as possible. Like I like when they say in yoga, neti neti, which means not this, not this. So most yogis look at their own body like changing clothes. So if they're not attached to their body, they're definitely not attached to whatever the narrative is on mainstream media or who won the NBA championship. They don't care about none of that. So like just to realize your true inner potential. They also say, I am not this body, I am not this mind. So they're not, that's kind of an affirmation that they say to train their mindset to not even attach to their body. So I would say your true inner potential is Satchinanda, absolute being, absolute consciousness, absolute bliss, realizing a higher state of being, existing, letting your soul shine, not attaching to things that don't serve you in the present moment, just letting your inner divinity and every cell in your body shine as bright as possible, and focusing on your inner divine light, making it come to the forefront, and making all the things that don't serve you go to the background. So that would probably be the best way to realize your inner potential, and just be grateful and have gratitude for everything that happens to you in the present moment. Wake up with a big smile on your face, enjoy the sun, enjoy nature, enjoy love, enjoy the prana and the atmosphere, enjoy all the finer things in life. Just be a bogar, be an enjoyer, like Bogan Antar.
And if we can do that, do you think that would be like living a meaningful life, to just live life like a Bogart to the fullest, and to be kind?
Yeah.
I don't know, being all the great things that humans can be at their best.
Yeah, if you did the best you could, then you would have no regrets. You would not have anything. You were how can I say, like, how can I put this? Like if what Chad said, if you go before the council of elders and they were like, you ate a cheeseburger when you were 10 years old, you wouldn't care. I did the best I could with what the tools I had. And I think I overachieved better than I should have.
Yeah, don't make me feel guilty.
I got even faster. Yeah, so my guru used to say guilt is an attack on your soul. So if you have no guilt, there's nothing you could be guilty of. Like, I did what I did, and that's what I did. What? Turn the page. Like, I got nothing to be ashamed of or anything. Like, I lived it as best as I could. I helped as many people as I could, and I did the best I could. So what's the reason for me to come back? No reason. I did it. I did
Yeah,
as much as I could, and no need for me to come back.
yeah. I learned from it. I'm moving on.
I
That
escaped
brings
the
up
war
a
zone
question.
untouched. Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
So, does God judge us, or are we the only judges of ourselves? I know that we are God, so in a sense it would be the same, but
Yeah, I mean, in my perception, I would say God is busy. He don't have time to say, like, is this guy Vedagurudev in Thailand, and let me judge him right now. I think God has a higher purpose. He's not and I don't think time and space apply to the highest frequency source, let's say. They're beyond time and space. So I don't think they would judge us at all. Let's say it like that. Or have time, if you ask me. Like, I don't think God is like, well, it's 9:10 a.m. in Thailand right now, and let's check in on Vedagurudev. I got some judgment I need to give him. You know? So I think most of the judgment is we're our harshest critic, let's say it like that. We judge ourselves. But in Kriya yoga, we try to not judge at all, right? Like when I see other yogis judging other yogis, it's almost ugly to me. It looks like they need more help dissolving their ego, like so I wouldn't try to put any judgment on yourself if possible. Just I did it the way I did it, and that's the way I did it, and it happened the way it should have happened. And what can you do? I mean, what good is judging yourself? You got enough landmines and obstacles and resistance to get through during the day. You don't want to add more. You want to add less. So I wouldn't try to put any judgment or try to make sense of anything. Like most of these yogis, they just go with the flow. They don't know where their next meal's coming from. They don't know where they're going to take shelter from the elements in the Himalayan mountains. They don't know anything. They just kind of go with the flow, and it happens the way it happens. So they don't judge anything or try to put any preconceived notions onto anything they do. It happens the way it happens. And that's kind of a freeing thing to think about. Like, be a free bird. Don't try to put yourself in a cage or a box with judgment. Just try to fly free. Whatever happens, happens. When you start thinking about money, you're like, where's this money going to come from? How am I going to pay for this? Then you start putting yourself in that financial jail. You just want to be a free bird, not in a cage, fly. Well, it sounds crazy, but I can tell you in the Himalayan mountains, we never talked about money. It wasn't even a thought in our mind. So it's possible. But to like people in the Western world, it seems like an impossible thing. Like, how could you live without money? Well, there are people doing it. Even in Thailand, like before I came on the Satsang, I saw the Buddhist monks. They walk around barefoot. They have their saffron robe. They come to you with their bowl. You put some money in it. You put some rice in it. That's how they eat. They're good for the whole day. They give you a prayer. In my case, they told me they don't want to give me a prayer. I need to give them a prayer.
How funny.
So they won't even accept my offering because they're like, you have a higher frequency than me. So I would enjoy your prayer as more of an offering than any financial or food donation. So
have you ever given them a prayer?
Yeah, all the time, every day, every time I see it. They're actually waiting for me. They're looking for me, right? So
I feel like I don't know. I hope you don't take this wrong, but I feel like Kriya yoga like magnifies my problems, or maybe I'm just like observing myself more, like like looking at myself, like why did I do that? I'm like I'm in observation mode, and I don't know. Like I was thinking, like on the spiritual path, do I want something that makes me feel good, or one that requires sincerity? And I want to be honest with myself and like why am I doing these things? I feel like Kriya yoga requires sincerity, but I do feel like I'm judging myself, but it's just to be sincere with myself, to like why I do certain things and observing myself. So I kind of am judging myself, but I think to make myself better.
yeah, I would say, like I said before, I wouldn't judge yourself. I would just go with the flow. It happens the way it happens, you know, like sometimes I have something to do and I miss my sadhana. I don't really judge myself or beat myself up about it. I just say, all right, well, tomorrow's a new day. I'll do it better tomorrow. But I would definitely say that Kriya Yoga gives you the mindset of like a detached witness. You kind of step back from the TV and you become more of a detached witness. Like you kind of observe more things with awareness than with without judgment. So I wouldn't think about it too much. Like even sincerity, I would just try to do your practice, your sadhana, as wholeheartedly as possible, and where it leads you, that's where it leads you. And I wouldn't. I mean, I don't try to make sense of any of it, to be honest with you. I just this is what I do, and this is how I do it, and this is how it happens, and I just kind of enjoy the process. I don't really try to make sense of it at all, really. So you become more of a detached witness and you kind of self-observe yourself, but not even observing yourself as like in a judgmental way. Like, I wasn't too proud of that I did today, but it's okay. Tomorrow's a new day.
I'll do better tomorrow.
I'll try to be 1% better than I was today, and that's all I can do. I'm not trying to be 100% better. You know, like Patanjali says in the Yoga Sutras, the line to God is not straight, it's a zigzag. You fall off, you get back on the path, you dust yourself off, you fall off again. It's just part of it. It happens to everybody, so you shouldn't even beat yourself up about it or try to make sense of it. You just like, well, that happened the way it happened, and well, what can you do? You know, I can't go back in time and change it. I did it the way I did it, and uh, maybe I'll try to do it better tomorrow. You know, maybe not. Maybe I'm satisfied the way I did it today. You know, just keep going. It's a constant evolution. It's a constant spiritual growth. So even when you self-observe yourself, I wouldn't observe yourself in any kind of judgmental way. I would just be like, well, you know, that's okay. I did it the way I did it, and that's the way it came out. So that would probably be the best soul-freeing way, I would say. Just let it happen the way it happens, and don't get attached to any kind of outcome, or definitely don't try to put no judgment or guilt on it at all. Just let it. All right. Well, that's how it happened. It's like trying to change the end of a movie. It happened the way it happened, right? Like no matter how you wanted the movie to end, it ended the way it ended. And if you have that kind of discernment, you would just be like, well, that was interesting. That didn't happen the way I thought it would happen, but I enjoyed the way it did come together at the end. So
I don't want to judge myself. I think I'd rather like I'm just being honest with myself and just move from there. Like,
I mean, even being honest with yourself, I wouldn't get too attached to it. Like, well, that's the way it happened today. That's the way it happened. You know, like, you know, like, you don't want to carry too much baggage. You want to fly light. You know, travel light. Where's your carry-on? No carry-on. Traveling light. So most of these yogis or gauris, as a symbol of renunciation, they don't have nothing. They just have the clothes on their back. But it's almost like a symbolization of them traveling light. Like I don't need anything to carry with me. So if you kind of have that mindset about your judgment or your like your guilt or anything, like these are rocks I don't need to carry. Like how do they serve me? They don't serve me. I'm just gonna live. I'm gonna go with the flow and live happy and as fluid life as possible, traveling light. Like I don't need this baggage anymore. So whatever those lower emotions are that you're carrying, anybody out there. Desire, guilt, jealousy, judgment. I'm sure I'm missing a lot. Ego.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Oh no! I usually say this in the yagna. Let me see what I say in the yagna. Vasanas, samskaras, karma, ego, fear, maya, delusion, obstacles, blockages, resistance, distractions, impurities, impossibilities, on and on and on. The Santa Claus list is way too long.
Practice being has a comment to me, but says Victoria, my name's Veronica, but that's okay. If you witness your mental activity without evaluating it, then you see thoughts as impersonal. Yes, they're powerful only in proportion to one's level of consciousness. And then there's another part. Thoughts are not the changeless. Yeah.
Yeah, if you see, I mean, most yogis have a practice of looking at their thoughts like, how would my guru say this? Thoughts are like waves on top of the ocean, but when you become one with the ocean, you go underwater into the ocean inside yourself, or the ocean of being. So once you're underwater, you're unaffected by the waves on the top because you can't even feel it. You have no clue. So once you start to detach from your thoughts and let these thoughts go, then they really can't affect you. So if you look at like thoughts like clouds passing in the sky, but you are the mountain that's unshakable and unmovable and anchored into the ground. So no matter what thoughts go by your mountain stays as still and the same. No matter how bright the sun is, your mountain is unshakable by the sun. No matter how much it snows, your mountain is unshakable by the snow. So like, or how windy it is in the Himalayan mountains, your mountain is unshakable by the wind. So if you could kind of visualize your thoughts like that, just passing things in the sky that unaffected by you, and you begin to realize most of your thoughts are unimportant anyway. Like,
Yeah.
who cares what Kim Kardashian wears to the Grammys? Doesn't serve you in the present moment. So if you start to have the mindset of focusing on what serves you in the present moment and letting go that does things that you can't control in the present moment, then you will start uplifting yourself, and you realize that you are in control. You are the king of your castle, and you control of what you focus your energy on. And that all these people out here, they're constantly trying to steal your attention. Look over here, look over here, look over there. You know, like what did P. Diddy do in court today? Like, you know, like who's gonna win the NBA championship? You know, like what is Donald Trump eating for dinner? Like, you know, so once you start letting go of that, one of the best practices in yoga is called Sudhi. And you learn this first day of initiation, where you just witness your thoughts and detach, let it go. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Detach. And this kind of gives you the mindset to become the detached witness. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. Once you have no thoughts, then you are clear to go into meditation or pranayama or whatever practice you're doing. These thoughts that no longer serve you in the present moment, you no longer have them. And you begin to focus on your practice and have a more dynamic practice by letting go of these thoughts so they
That's
can't
very
follow
powerful.
you into your practice.
Speaking
I know
of
a
the
lot.
diddler, I would like to go into some current events.
Okay.
I think David Wilcock calls him the diddler, which I think that's pretty funny. P. Diddy, the diddler, you
The
know.
diddler. Yeah.
but you know, you have to make fun of it. But oh yeah, so what I saw was on X, the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, put a picture of Obama and it said, "All roads lead to Obama." And then down at the bottom, it said, "Yes or no, should we have military tribunals?" So, like, to me, that is big. He's calling basically Obama a traitor, you know, right there in public. But yet, this is not on mainstream media. You know, unless you were on X and you follow the president, you would not see that. It's not going to be on mainstream media for some reason because that's pretty outlandish. But yeah, I think things are coming to a head. And there was one other thing I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah, Pam Bondi. I think she's like attorney general or some prosecutor or something, said that hinted that Epstein might still be alive, which, you know, I've known that already, but you know, it's just interesting stuff that is slowly like making its way into the public eye, because I think they have to like slowly, like, just, they can't just like drop all these bombshells like all at once. People will go crazy. They'll be committing suicide. They'll like lose faith in the government. There could be anarchy. So they have to be very careful about how they take these people out, how they do things. They have to like just trickle it out little by little. Oh, the Diddy trial. Okay, I'm aware of that. Oh, Epstein. Okay, heard of that. You know, little by little. So they don't just like shock us all at once. But anyway, that's kind of what I saw, what I heard lately on the back channels.
I mean, who are they to say what we should see and what we shouldn't see?
Yes.
That just shows you how they look at us. Like, oh, these stupid sheep, these stupid slaves. They're so stupid. If we tell them about aliens, they're gonna jump out the window. These stupid food eaters, right?
I think I can handle it.
Let me use my own discernment. Who are you? You know, government daddy, right? Like, let me tell you what you think, you nice little slave. No, no thanks. And they want you to be like, ooh, Mr. Candy gave me an apple today. Thank you, slave master. You're so great. You know, like, what? You know, like, give it to me. I don't trickle it out. All right. If
It's like the truth will set you free.
if Epstein is a child molester, that wouldn't surprise me. Most of you probably are bad people.
Yeah.
Who wants to be in who wants to hurt child? Bad people. So like, why do I need you to child-proof my information? You know, like, it's not gonna surprise me. Like, you know, like, you're too stupid to understand aliens. So we're not going to tell you what. Let me make my own decision, right? You're going to jump out the window if we tell you there's a abominable snowman. No, I'm not. I've seen him alive in person. So what, you know, like, I don't know, you know, like, I why do they need to child-proof our information? These aren't good people. These are liars anyway. So like, liars tell lies. Like, they're like, I look at it like, you know, what's that cartoon, the Peanuts, right? Every time Charlie Brown goes to kick the football, Lucy pulls the football and he falls and hits his head. You know, like, what? Epstein's coming. It's coming. Okay, I'm ready for it. Football pull. You know what? Where is it at? Oh, well, you know, what about P. Diddy? Did you see what happened to P. Diddy today? Where's my football? You told me Epstein. Oh, what happened? I don't do nothing. You know, what I do? I don't know. Oh, Epstein, who's that? You're like, get out of here, you know? Like, they're always, the Wizard of Oz is always playing games. But when you can see the Wizard of Oz for who he truly is, you know, you pull the curtain and like, got me again. Got me again. Yep. Here it comes. What they call it, the closure's coming. The next week, they said they're gonna go. There goes the football again. Where is it? Show me a picture of the aliens. I want to see what you got. I don't know. What aliens? Are there aliens? I never heard of them. Where are they at? They're pretty subtle. Where they go? I don't know. Right? Like liars telling lies. What's new? The slave master, like oh, you're too stupid to realize we can't tell you about Epstein. You might jump out the window. What? Who are you? You work, the American government works for us. We're their boss, right? They don't want us to realize this. Tell me, I want to know about aliens tomorrow. That's why I pay your bills. I'm a taxpayer. Tell me about the aliens. Well, we can't tell you. You're going to jump out the window, right?
How do you know?
Get out of here, liar, right? Let me decide if I want to jump out the window. It's on my own discernment, How do you control what I do with my physical body at all? So I don't know, It's
Practice Being wants to weigh in on this too. He says
okay,
that all progress depends on an increase of attention, which is the measure of one's inner force. I am grateful this channel provides a harmonious outlet to which I can share attention. I am too. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Your input is always welcome, Practice Being. I agree. They are farming your engagement. They are farming your attention 24 hours a day. It's a constant bombardment on your consciousness, social media, mainstream media, everything. Everybody's pulling you in all directions for your attention. That's social slot machines. How many likes did I get on my YouTube video today? I don't know when's the Epstein list gonna come out? What's P. Diddy doing with 10,000 million bottles of baby oil? Like I don't know who. I mean, it's like from the time you wake up, it's like constant bombardment on your consciousness. Like I gotta see who won the NBA finals today. What's my football team doing? Oh my God, P. Diddy, he did what? Oh my God, P. Diddy. I'm so embarrassed of you, right? I had such a high standard of P. Diddy that I can't believe he let me down, right?
Yeah.
I had such a high standard of Epstein. Wow. Epstein, you did what to children? Oh my God, I can't believe it. The world's elite are hurting children? Impossible. What's the world come to?
I'm flabbergasted.
Right? Like it time for people to wake up. Evil people do evil things, right? Liars tell lies, right? When you see a liar, you point them out, liar, right? When you see somebody who hurts children, evil, 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 murder, evil, evil. Like it's real easy to have discernment. War, murder, hurting children. If you're not evil, you wouldn't do evil things. It's almost like trash to you. If you showed up at my house with $5 million in a Brinks truck and you said you have to hurt this child, I said, take your truck out of here and never come back. Your money's no good over here, right? So if you see people doing evil things for money, you know what they are. They're on the black team, I'm on the white team. I can't resonate with people on the black team, right? Your money's no good over here. I'd rather sleep under a bridge for the rest of my life than hurt a child because I'm on the white team. If you hurt a child for money, you're on the black team. If you promote war, death, destruction, chaos, you're on the black team, right? If you promote harmony, love, peace, happiness, you're on the white team. So it becomes very clear when you see somebody on TV and they say this person did this to a child, black team. You see somebody on TV said this person helped this person who was drowning, or they gave money to help people, white team, you know? Peace and harmony, white team. Death, destruction, hurting children, black team. It's just that simple, you know? You know, if somebody on the white team isn't gonna hurt somebody for any amount of money, if you take money to hurt somebody and do something you shouldn't, then you're on the wrong team, you know? That's kind of the way I look at it. It's real easy. Who would want murder, death, destruction, war? Black team. Who would want peace, love, and harmony? White team, you know? So I see people on TV. I see, I don't try to make sense of it. Why would he do that? Black team, you know? Why would they do that? White team, you know? That's kind of how I look at it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty cut and dry in my book, but I guess I'm a different type of yogi, right?
Well, I want to keep my soul as light as possible, not heavy as possible. But I'm thinking my soul is the only thing I take with me. I'm looking at the long game, but people are thinking they're immediate, what they want immediately. I don't know. They want to take a shortcut. But I think
Yeah, these are new souls who haven't learned. They just want it. It becomes an ego play. Me, my, I. They don't have any compassion. They're new souls. They haven't been around long enough. They haven't upgraded. They haven't learned. They'll do anything. They'll step on anybody to get what they want. These are new souls, rookie mistakes, right? When you become an older soul, that's trash to you. Like, that's a new soul mistake. That's a rookie mistake, right? Like doing stuff to hurt your soul for money. And I agree with you. You want your soul to be as immaculate as possible when you transcend, right? And you don't want to have any baggage or anything you regret, you know? So if, like I said earlier, they open the book for you. Vedagurudev, you ate a cheeseburger at 10 years old. Yep, I did it. Turn the page. You know, you helped too many people with your Kriya yoga school. Yep, I did it. Turn the page. You were as loving as possible. Yep, I did it. They're going to just be like, all right, we don't even need to talk about it no more. Come on in, you know? So, or you could have a war and peace book about this big. Remember that time you hurt that child? Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Damn. All right. I guess I'm not coming in. This is going to be a long one, right? You know, so why do that to yourself? Money is, to a yogi, money is this kind of almost fairy dust. Like it's like fun coupons. Like if you're not attached to it, you don't even care. And you can't be controlled if you're not super attached to money. So like I said, you could show up with like, I don't know, 1,000 gold bars at my house. And they'd be like, oh, you got to hurt this child. I'll be like, nope, get out of here. You know, not your money's no good over here. Well, you're going to have to sleep under a bridge tomorrow. I'm going to sleep under the bridge and I'm going to go to my happy place and I'm going to be as happy as possible. But my soul is going to remain immaculate, you know? So
Yeah.
that's what I would say. But yeah, so that was a pretty long rant.
No, it was good.
I surprised myself. White team, black team. I don't even know where that came from, but that's a good one. Mark that down for the Satsang.
Yeah.
White team, black team.
I was thinking about your analogy, like if a tree falls in the woods, but you're not there to see it, did it really happen? So thinking about all the evil that's going on in the world, you know, that I hear is going on, but in a sense, it's really not part of my reality because I've not physically seen anything done, you know, so I'm just wondering about all that stuff. I can't like imagine a soul like you know, in my opinion, you know what's going to happen to you when you come down here. It's like, okay, you're going to have this experience, blah, blah, blah. I agree. I picked my parents. I'm going to go there and you're going to do that. Like, I can't imagine like choosing an option where I'm going to be like tortured or anything like that. And I've also heard of non-player characters being a part of our reality. Like maybe they don't have a soul, but it's a being, you know, run by the computer, by God, by whatever. Like I'm just wondering if that exists. And like, yeah, I don't know how to, you know, I don't know whether to, you know, whether this is really taking place or not. You know, it's just like I talked to a cop the other day. We had a long discussion. He was in my shop for like an hour and a half, and he was telling me some of his experiences. And my God, I could not deal with seeing like a mangled body. Like he told me this kid had just got a car and you know, and he ran into like a median divider thing and it cut the car in half, and there was a girl in the back that got beheaded and his body was like sliced in half kind of. And he said he has to compartmentalize his brain because he would not be able to really handle that. He has to like be like as you said, an observer. He just has to like somehow like in your brain you got to compartmentalize that. So I couldn't imagine being like an emergency responder that has to deal with these types of things. So what do you think of that? Do you think there might be non-player characters, or you know, what is this?
I mean, this is a tough question. I really can't answer. I mean, if there are non-player characters, don't really let it affect your discernment. Be the best person you could be, and kind of, all right, well, if that soulless avatar did something, that's all. That's their karma. I don't want no part of that. And I don't know. It's a good question because would these soulless avatars, these NPCs, be put here to put some road bumps in our spiritual evolution, to test us, to see how we would pass the test? I mean, could be, but I don't know. I wouldn't really try to make sense of it at all. I used to really try to make sense of this, and it just gave me a headache, let's say, right? Like, why this, why that? Now I just go with the flow and let it happen the way it happens. And I'm like, well, if there are NPCs out here, let's get to work. I'm ready to dance with them today if they want to dance. If they don't, they don't. Usually they don't want to dance with me.
I was
Anytime I want
thinking
to
of it.
dance, I have no dancing partners.
I was thinking of it more as like a favorable thing where that would be like that would be the victim, the non-player character. That way, an actual soul would not have to go through that torment. Yet the one who's doing it would be able to have that experience. You know what I mean? So that would make it more palatable to me than an actual poor child or soul, you know, having to get tortured or whatnot.
I mean, could be, but I would hope that that is not the case. I would just hope that bad people just make bad choices. Let's say it like that, right? And this is their hamster wheel, this karmic cycle that they have to continue over and over until they learn from their mistakes, until they pivot and change course direction. So, I mean, I would hope. I mean, I kind of live in la la land, so I hope that no children ever has to get hurt in the universe. I know that's, but what you said is true too. Like, if a tree falls in the woods and you didn't hear it, did it really fall? So these, how could I put this? Slave masters want you to know that things happen so it can affect you. If you're not directly affected and you didn't see it with your own eyes and it didn't affect you in the present moment, then I would kind of say it's more of a ghost story. Like, let me tell you a story about all the people that died in Ukraine. Why? I didn't see anybody die today. So did it really happen, or is it a nice ghost story that you tell me to kind of lower my vibration? I look at it when the thief things happen, they had to put all the death numbers on the screen every night. So anytime you turned on the TV, you were bombarded. This many people died, see death this year, blah, blah, blah. This is lowering your frequency, right? If you really took the opportunity to higher your frequency, then you're unaffected about it. These are cool ghost stories around the campfire, but how does it affect me in the present moment? And this is the realization they don't want you to wake up to. Because if you realize it doesn't affect you in the present moment, then you're unaffected by it. Why should I attach to some fake ghost story that I can't verify? I didn't see any war outside my door today. So why should I attach to it? It's a cool ghost story, but I look at it almost like a movie. Like Iron Man was flying through the sky. Let me go outside and look. I don't see no Iron Man. It's a nice ghost story. It's a nice movie. You know, it's fairy tale. It's make believe. So they have to get you attached to these certain narratives so you will lower your frequency, right? If you higher your frequency, you're on a high cloud. You're not rolling in the mud with the pigs on, you know? So this is more, in my intuition, their playbook to not realize your true inner potential and get you attached to their narrative and get you to regurgitate their narrative. But I would say if it doesn't affect you in the present moment, it's just, I don't know, the verbal candy, you know, it's this, it doesn't matter. It's, you know, so that's what I would say. But I wouldn't, like you said, I wouldn't attach to anybody else's ghost story. I would just become the detached witness it and get your popcorn and watch the movie, the comedy like it is. Like I always say, Babaji says, death is a joke to me. I am the death of death. So if you could laugh at death like a yogi, then all this other stuff is kindergarten to you. Like, this happened or, you know, like, you know, I don't know who really cares. If it doesn't serve you in the present moment, I would just let it go. Like, if you have a couple minutes during your day, I would watch it, but I would watch anything like a comedy show. I wouldn't get attached to any outcome. And you realize you can't control what P. Diddy's going to do or what Epstein's going to do. Whatever, you know, it's just pictures flashing on the screen. You know, keep your conscious, your soul intact, you know, put your shield up as best as you can.
Yeah, this is a really powerful conversation because I'm thinking like, what would need to happen for the world to finally find peace? Like master my thoughts, we were talking about, detach, not I don't know, realize our inner potential, something that you said, but not attached to the stories and just I don't know. I think if we weren't so attached to all this, maybe we could find peace. But I think like the world's trying to get our attention and our thoughts and make us crazy. I don't know that we're in control and not let others be in control of us. Maybe the whole world could find peace. Is a thought I'm
Yeah,
having.
I would say start with yourself and lead by example. Try to be the best peaceful and harmonious people you can. Uh, find your tribe, find your community. If you resonate with Kriya Yoga, join the free Kriya Yoga school. If you don't, if you want more, join our paid school. You know, find your community with like-minded people that uplift you and are on the same frequency as you, and just try to do the best you can in the present moment. And I would just, I wouldn't try to attach to anything. I wouldn't try to make other people's story become your story. I mean, that's basically the playbook, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think.
Regurgitate what we tell you, right? Like, I don't know, like, like, if you don't care about it, they can't control you because you don't
Yeah.
care,
I think
like,
we give away our power.
if you give away your power, they have your power. So
Yeah.
when they have your power, they're going to get you to put stuff in your body that you don't want to do. They're going to treat you like a sheep, and like what I said earlier, they in my perception, how could I put this? Well, I'm going to just say it. The slave master looks at you like a slave,
Yeah.
You're too stupid to understand about aliens. You're going to jump out the window because you're such a dumb idiot that we're not going to tell you. Who are you to childproof my information? You work for me. Give it to me. I want to know they're aliens. Wait a minute now. Wait. You're going to get crazy.
Yeah, wait a minute.
You're going to get, wait. Slow down now. Slow down. You know what P. Diddy did today? No, I don't care. I want to know where the aliens are.
You just tried to distract
P. Diddy. P. Diddy. He got baby oil. You can't believe. Can you believe he got baby oil? No, I want to know about the aliens. Wait a minute. Look over there. Who what's that? Oh, LeBron James won the title? What? Look over here. Look over here. That monkey mind is constantly jumping around, like, like,
oh yeah.
Stop, Lucy, stop pulling the football. I want the aliens today. Where's the Epstein list? Well, I don't know. P. Diddy, you saw what happened in court? I don't care. Epstein list. Now, you work for me. What? I don't work for you. What? I work for you, right? Aliens, where they at? What is that tic-tac in the sky right now? Oh my God. You see what happened to Joe Biden? He's got cancer. I don't care. Aliens, now, today, you work for me. I'm your boss. Your boss is telling you, list right now. I gotta go.
Gotta go. I know we get so distracted by nonsense.
Right. And they count on that, right? Because if you really like focused in, and they definitely don't want you work for us. You're a civil servant. You work for us. Give it to me. I don't need you to sugarcoat it for me, like childproof it. I mean, look at us. You're so stupid. You'll jump out a window if you find out that there's a abominable snowman or a gray or whatever. Like what? I would like to think I have more sense than that. I'm not gonna jump out the window for alien lands in my yard. But that's how it goes. So I really hope during COVID, the C word, that everybody starts to wake up, like, how could I say, don't be in love with the chain that enslaves you, right? These people want you to regurgitate their narrative. And the thing I hate the most, thinking is a sin of pride. And, they learn from the best dogma, like, don't think about God. Wait a minute. Just regurgitate our God. Oh, well, I don't resonate with that God. Too bad. It's the real God. We're the chosen people. Chosen by who? Shut up.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Don't
Like,
question.
Don't question. I don't resonate with that God. Well, he's the real God, so you just better shut up, Like, why are you thinking so much? Thinking is a sin of pride. Do not think, right? My father, he went to Catholic school. He was an altar boy, all that, right? So during the breakfast table, he would be like, I went to, when I was younger, I went to a Catholic school, and he was like, oh, you're going to school today? I got one for you. When you see the nun, tell her, if you're born with original sin, what's the use of being born? Wouldn't God want you to be born nice? Okay, yes, Father, I'll tell her. Yes, Mother Superior, whatever they call the nun. I have a question. If you're born with original sin, what's the use of being born? Hold out your hand. Wappo. None. I have another question. If you're a Buddhist and you live a holy, good life and you never hurt anybody, you're going to hell just because they don't believe in your incarnation of God? Wappo. So their dogma didn't regurgitate with me. So in my perception, our government learns from the best of the dogma. You know what I'm saying? Freedom is not free. Of course it's free. If I just close my eyes, I'm as free as possible. Wappo. You know, what about Joe Biden? He doesn't look like he's alive. He looks like he has some health condition. He's as sharp as a tack. Wappo. You know what I'm saying? Like, what about USAID? Where does all that money go? We're helping people. You don't hear the
We're
name?
helping people.
USAID. USAID. We're helping people. How? Wappo.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. He's stealing from the American taxpayers. Wappo. What? So you begin to start looking behind the curtain and you see the Wizard of Oz, and you got to tell your dog Toto to bite that Wizard of Oz on the ass, you know? Like, what? Oh, you got me. You got me, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, you could go down the list. I mean, it's numerous, right? Like, you begin to, in my perception, you begin to see everything is a lie, and what have they told the truth about? In my perception, this is my opinion. I say everything they say is a lie. I don't believe anything they say. If they say go right, I go left. You know, like what have they told us the truth about? Nothing. So if liars are telling lies, it's another day at the office for me, you know? Like, yeah, sure. Oh, Epstein list coming out tomorrow. Here we go. Lucy got the football ready. All right, tomorrow's here. There goes the football. Whoop. Charlie Brown hits his head on the ground for the millionth time. Liars telling lies, you know, or whatever, you know. Joe Biden is as sharp as a tack, you know, like I just saw him fall off his bicycle. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, or whatever, you know, like, I mean, it's almost like a super comedy now. Like, what? Oh, get out of here with that. Like, you know, like, get out of here. Like, but yeah, like I said, like, the list that's coming out about the aliens. Hold on. We got breaking news. P. Diddy has 10 million bottles of baby oil in his basement.
Yeah. Look over here.
I don't care about that. I care about aliens. Where they at? Show me him. I want to see. Right? You work for us. Wait a minute. I don't work for you. Yeah, you work for us. You're a civil servant. You get paid off of tax dollars, right? I don't know. You know.
Yeah.
The slave master doesn't want you to tell him that he works for you. He wants you to be a slave. So I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world out there. And I wake up and I have to take a couple deep breaths, pornosudi, like, all right, here it comes. It's coming today for sure. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's something coming, you know. And then when I go outside my house to buy some food, I say, they're out there. They're coming. Man, like they're coming. They're driving every which way. There's 10 million motorcycles in Thailand. All right. Get your mind right. It's coming, you know? And when you have a Kavatum shield or a spiritual shield up, you could feel it pinging it every day, like meteor hitting your atmosphere. Ping, 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 ping. P. Diddy, P. Diddy, ping, 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 ping. Your football, who'd they draft today? Ping, 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 ping. You know, oh, Joe Biden's back. Ping, 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 ping. What did Joe Rogan say today? Ping, 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 ping. You know, like what? It's a total war zone, a minefield out there. So get your mind right.
Yeah.
Have some tools in your toolbox. So
And,
if you need some free tools, go to kriyayogamasterclass.com. Get something, right? Learn meditation, learn some breathing, have something in your toolbox. And if you want more in-depth techniques and more personalized coaching, individualized coaching, come to the Kriya Yoga School. So that's my sales pitch for today.
It'll help. Mariana's here, so she was listening to us. She says hello.
Namaste, Mariana.
Much love.
Much love to you also, Mariana.
She says, I think in our modern society, it lacks kindness and compassion. I agree.
I agree with you totally. You know, more kindness, more love, more compassion, more helping people. You can never go wrong with that. So I would definitely say try to go out your way to be as helping, as kind as possible. You know, like I actually look for the opportunities. Like 2 days ago, I went to pay my electric bill in Thailand, right? And I saw like a English lady there, and she was trying to pay the electric bill, but everything is in Thai, so it's hard. And I thought to myself, oh yeah, I remember when I was in this position like 10 years ago, right? Well, I had no one to tell me how to pay the electric bill or how it works or whatever. And none of these people speak English, so it's confusing, right? So I said, sorry to bother you, miss. Do you need help? And she was like, yeah, I don't know how to pay my my electric bill. And I was like, all right, show it to me. And then, I went to the counter and I said in Thai, this lady wants to pay her electric bill. And she paid her electric bill. And it was actually overdue, so they turned off her electricity. So she was having to sleep in the dark, for a week or whatever, right? That she told me later. And she was like, oh, thank you, sir. I'm from Canada. And I was like, okay, no problem. Then she was like, do you know where I pay the water bill? And I was like, sure, I know where you pay the water bill. Actually, she caught me on, I pay my water and my electric on the same day every month. It's on the 19th, right? So I said, that's where I'm going to next. Come follow me. You have a car? Yeah, I have a car. All right, follow me. I'll take you there. So then next I took her to the water place. They turned off her water so they couldn't take a shower, right? So I said, she needs to turn on her water. This is where you pay. So I look for opportunities to help people as much as possible, like when I see somebody's homeless or I see a child that wants candy or everything, I go out of my way. What do you need? Here, take all this money, whatever, everything in my pocket, that's yours now. Go enjoy yourself. Be happy. What do you need? You need some candy? You don't have enough money? I got it. Put all your candy up on there on the counter. Bring it up, like, so I look for opportunities to help people as much as possible because, yeah, there's not enough kindness and compassion and less judgment out there. So if you want to come to a place with no judgment, come to our Satsang every week. Yeah. No judgment. Try to answer your question wholeheartedly. Because I know out there in the outside world, there's a lot of people judging. So it's nice to find a quiet sanctuary where you can not be judged. Just put your comment up anonymously or even your name is anonymous, so it doesn't matter, I'll answer it the best I can. I look for opportunities to help people, solve people problems, overcome their problems. So if that person is you, let's get some help. Let's overcome your problem that no longer serves you in the present moment. If you want to get on a call with me, book a call with me, Kriya Yoga Masterclass. Click on the book a call button. There's also a button if you just want to go straight to our paid Kriya Yoga School Masterclass, you can. But if you want to get on a call with me, you have some questions, get your questions ready. Click on the book a call button. A calendar will come up. Pick your time and date that works best for you, and schedule a call. And I'll be on that call, and we'll try to solve your problems in real time. And or if you see our video, every day we put up Babaji quotes, which also has book a call in there. And we put up Kriya Yoga Satsang edits, which are always good, right? So we kind of cut this 4-hour satsang up into like, I don't know, 10, 20 different edits, which is always very profound. So if you resonate with Kriya Yoga, if you don't have any money, go to our free Kriya Yoga school. If you want to in-person coaching, come to our paid school. I mean, that's my sales pitch. No pressure. Do whatever resonates best with you. That's the best way, I would say. So now back to the questions.
All right, I have a question for you.
All right, great.
What are some great spiritual habits to keep you on the spiritual path that you could learn in the Kriya Yoga school?
Well, detaching, learning how to meditate, learning how to breathe, learning how to do physical postures. I mean, all the techniques, if you integrate them into your daily life, really help carry you through life, you know. And the most basic technique you could learn is just waking up with a smile on your face every day. Just try to make it a habit. No matter what happens in this crazy Maya delusional chaotic world, I'm gonna discipline myself and make a commitment to wake up every day with a smile on my face. You know, I would wake up, sit on the side of your bed, do Purnasudi, which is basically inhaling through both nostrils like this, exhaling through both nostrils with no breath retention. Just inhale like a wave coming into the shore, exhale like a wave going out to the ocean. Do that for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever you feel like. You know, like I would start with 1 minute, then gradually go higher, or just, you don't even have to constrain yourself by any time. Just do whatever you feel. Okay, I got 5 minutes before I got to get ready to work. Inhale through both nostrils, exhale through both nostrils. Excellent way to start your day. Excellent way to end your day. Before you go to sleep, sit on the side of your bed, do the same thing. Inhale through both nostrils, exhale through both nostrils. So that's a great simple technique. Sometimes the simplest techniques are the most profound. So I would do that. Like meditation, mastering your mind. Most people have trouble meditating because they have too much restless thoughts in their mind. We do a practice in our Kriya Yoga school called Sudi, which is basically detach, let go of all your thoughts. Because you will never have a profound meditation if you have a monkey mind or a restless mind or mental clutter. So you want to clear all that out first. So whatever thought comes into your head, you close your eyes, make sure your spine's straight. If you don't know how to straighten your spine, imagine a string on top of your head. Pull that string up, shoulders back, chest expanded. Gently close your eyes. Thought comes into your mind. What is P. Diddy doing with 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Right? Who's going to win the NBA Finals? Detach, let go. Detach, let go. What's next? Give me some more. Does Joe Biden have cancer? Detach, let go. Detach, let go. What is Donald Trump eating for dinner? Detach, let go. Detach, let go. You know, I wonder what my neighbor is watching on TV right now. Detach, let go, detach, let go, detach. So you just go through. In the beginning, it's going to take a while because you have a lot of restless thoughts. My guru used to say, Vedagurudev, you become a master of distraction. Your whole life, all you did was distract yourself. Now we have to wipe the slate clean and go back to zero. So you're constantly wiping the slate clean. Okay. And keep going till you have no thoughts. Anything else? Clear. Okay. Now I'm going to meditate and just basically meditate inside you and just exist in a state of being. Just close your eyes and don't think anything. Just be empty for a while. And you'll have a profound meditation. In our Kriya Yoga School, we have, I don't know, 20 meditations. We have numerous good meditations. So I would just start. It's simple and easy. Anybody can meditate. Like anybody can breathe, do Purnasudhi. So I would just do practices like that, and go to our free Kriya Yoga School, freekriyayoga.com. Join our group. We have over 100 members right now. We have beginner courses. There's one course that says start here. It basically explains to you what Kriya Yoga is, what are the 5 folds of Kriya Yoga, asanas, pranayama, meditation, mantra japa, and bhakti. It explains what that means. So you'll have a basic understanding of how Kriya Yoga works. There's another video, who is Vedagurudev? How did I get the name Vedagurudev? Who is my guru? What is my parampara? What is my lineage? How did I get mantra diksha? So you can understand how I'm qualified to teach Kriya Yoga. Then there's a mini beginner course, and there's like 5 courses in there. We have a very profound meditation, Hamsa meditation. We have some basic asanas like Shavasana. You just lay on your back with your arms open and relax deeply. It's called the corpse pose, Shavasana. We have some pranayama techniques like Purnasudhi is in there, and it's on demand. You could watch it over and over 1,000,000 times. So I would just go through it. We have a very interactive community on our Kriya Yoga School. Like all of our members post numerous videos. It would take you years to go through all the videos we have on the school. So, and we have like-minded individuals who are on the same path as you, who want to be better and learn Kriya Yoga. And if you graduated from that and you have an understanding and you want to join us at the Kriya Yoga School Masterclass like Veronica and Paul, then we have a weekly Saturday class, which goes about 2 hours, where we learn 2 new techniques each week. And yeah, we have the Satsang, and we have a very interactive community. So I'll let you choose which is your best path for you, but definitely get some tools in your toolbox. So
I had a question for you, Vedagurudev. You've been on this path for a while. What do you find most fulfilling about your spiritual practice, and what are your spiritual goals for the future?
most fulfilling, helping people. When I see our Kriya Yoga School members' fruits and benefits from practicing Kriya Yoga, that's all the payment I need. That's the most fulfilling. Absolutely. Answering people's questions, looking for opportunities to do selfless service, which is karma yoga. Just help as many people as possible. Most fulfilling. Whether they're in the school or not in our school, just look for the opportunities to help and uplift people as much as possible, because it's tough out there, and it helps to have a spiritual friend. So if you want Vedagurudev to be your spiritual friend, join
Yeah.
either school, free Kriya Yoga, paid, whatever, just get some help, and yeah, there are a lot of people trying to tell you what you think, but not people asking what your questions are. And you have to realize that different people on different places on their spiritual journey. So it's not a one size fits all. Like, I don't like to say, you do this practice and you'll be enlightened tomorrow. Like, in our Kriya Yoga School, there's all the techniques. Figure out which one works best for you, put it in your toolbox, and that will help uplift you. So my spiritual goals on the spiritual path is just to help as many people as possible. Not really have any expectations, just see where it takes me and just try to be the best yogi I can. Try to love as many people as I can. Try to be as kind to as many people as I can. Try to be compassionate to as many people as I can. Try to help as many people as I can. That's basically my spiritual goal. And I don't see how I could go wrong. So if one day I transcend my body and they say, Vedagurudev, you helped too many people, I said, goal achieved. That's what I want. So help me achieve my goal and help as many people as possible. So
I
that's
thought it
basically
was
my
gonna.
spiritual goal.
I thought it was gonna be to go live in a cave
Oh,
in a
and
life
being
of
a gory.
solitude.
I mean, yeah, maybe that sounds like a good aspiration to have, but I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that I'm trying to I have to be more in the world and not of the world. So I need to be more on the front line and holding up the white flag. So I would definitely I don't know. I would like that, but maybe it's not my path at the present moment. But I dream of the day I could smear holy ash over myself and grow my hair long with dreadlocks and just do bhakti all day and just puja and live like a gory.
I do have a
Actually,
couple.
I saw a video of my guru
I
and
was
he
just
was
gonna
at the
say
Kumbh
that.
Mela and they were pouring holy ash and smearing it all over him, and I was like, yes, I wish I was there. You know, yeah, you saw that too,
Yes,
Veronica,
I
right?
was just gonna mention that. You read my mind.
Yeah,
Practice being says every day is a Tandava. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Tandava. Yeah, I agree with you. Every day is a Tandava. Absolutely. You know,
what is
every
the
day
meaning
is
of
a
that
test
word?
of yoga. It's more like Tandava is like a test as a yogi, a daily alignment with the divine. Let's say it like that, right? So no matter what chaos or distraction is happening, you're always constantly aligning your susimna nadi, your alignment with God. So that's what I would definitely say.
Okay, yeah, I've got two questions.
Okay, go
So
ahead, Paul.
during the last song, you had mentioned that you had seen some monks levitating something with some horns. Is that what I heard you say?
Oh, you mean yeah, like a Buddhist monk, right? They have I when was that was part was that the last one or that was the Satsang?
Yes.
Yeah,
It was the last that song. Oh no, it was. No, it's the class.
Oh,
yeah, I
maybe
think
that. Okay.
somebody said in the class that when I say my mantra, it sounds like a Buddhist horn.
Yeah,
What
that was Kyle. He said that
Oh
you
yeah, it
sounded like
was Kyle.
a human
I
horn.
sounded like a human Buddhist horn. You know, they have these Buddhist horns like you know, it's real long and yeah, it makes a sound. So
Yeah,
your question is how did it levitate
Did
things?
you? I mean, you saw this yourself? Is that what you're saying? Or did
Yeah, I
you
saw
see?
it, but
Okay.
I didn't see it to the degree that I know they could do it, right? Because how could I put this? Most of the Buddhist temples or the ashrams are way high on the mountain. So you look up there, say that's very hard for me to climb up there. how would they get everything up there? So I saw on a small scale through sound vibrations, they were able to levitate objects through sound vibrations. They didn't show me exactly, but I kind of saw indirectly, right? So in my opinion, they're able to move stuff up the mountain through sound vibrations, but they don't show anybody this, you know, besides their inner circle.
Right. Yeah, my other question was like, I've heard like we're like a mirror of God or whatnot. Like, so do you think God created us to gain experience and knowledge, basically, or
Uh,
to know him or herself better? Like, is that the whole reason for all of this?
I don't know. That's a tough question, right? I mean, that always comes back to what is God the source thinking, which I
Mm,
have no clue. I had
good
posted a
point.
video
Yeah.
about that a couple days ago. Like, I mean, I find it hard to believe that an energy beyond our comprehension would need our physical meat suit to gain knowledge when you have universal knowledge beyond our comprehension, right? Um, to experience us, maybe, but I would say God. How could I say this? God is beyond that experience. Also, like I I I
And we're all drops of God, right? So God is experiencing this within us. I don't know. Like, go
yeah,
ahead.
I would say like indirectly, he's experiencing all of us at once because we are like my guru said one time. I asked him, Yeshua, you think he's a son of God? And he was like, we're all the son of God. And so he was trying to say, like, we are all sparks of God. Some of us are realized sparks of God. Some of us are unrealized sparks of God. But yeah, so I think God is experiencing the universe all at once. So would he need our individual experience? I don't know. I think in my perception, God is beyond that. You know, like I don't think he'd be like, well, it's 10:20 a.m. in Thailand right now. I need to experience Vedagurudev on the Satsang. Right? You know, I think God is beyond that. You know, so I don't know. You
Yeah.
know, I think God. I like when they say in yoga, a God defined is a God confined. So I think God is way beyond my comprehension. Like I don't know what God has experienced, what God is doing. You know, so would he need us to experience what it's like in the physical form on earth? I don't know. I think in my perception, I think he's beyond that. You know, like he 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 experiences everything all at once. You know, he or she or energy, whatever. I can't even define it. Like in my perception, I even think calling the source God or the source is almost an ugly word for such a beautiful, harmonious, cosmic, universal energy, let's say, divine energy. So I would find it hard to believe, like, I don't even know. That's a good question. You
Yeah. Like,
know,
what are
like,
we doing here? Like,
I mean, I don't even know what I'm going to eat for dinner tonight, let alone what
right.
God's thinking. So, like, I mean, yeah, I don't know what our purpose is or what God's plan is for us. I'm just trying to live day by day. Let's say it like that. But yeah, that's a deep question.
It's
I have to
mind-boggling
contemplate on
because,
that
like,
one.
Yeah.
you think like at some point God must have been like a baby, and just woken up and like, what am I? What is this? And then Big Bang happened and he created a universe, but then when you think about it, time doesn't really exist, and it's infinite, and like, so maybe there was no time that God was ever in that kind of a condition as being like, like an infant or something like that. So yeah, it's just, as you said, God defined as a God confined. So it's beyond our pay grade, right, Vedagurudev?
It is above my pay grade for sure.
So that's a question to ask God if I ever get to ask God a question. What is this? What are we doing here? Like, and you're doing a
Yeah.
great job. Like, but what is this?
I mean, when I pray to God, that's basically what I say to God. God, you're doing the greatest job of all. The sun came up. Everything else is gravy, is a bonus. Like, I'm happy to be in your presence, and you're the best boss ever. You're doing the greatest job of anything, everybody. What do I need? So anytime I come in the presence of any enlightened master, the question always comes up, what do you need? And I always say, I don't need nothing. I'm good. Like, everything is good. I woke up with a smile on my face. The sun is out. God is doing the greatest job of all. So any deity I pray, I say, thank you for the greatest job you're doing. You're doing the greatest job. I'm good, Like, even Babaji, I tell Babaji, it's not necessary to come see me. There are people that need way more guidance and way more help than me. I'm good, Let me go to work, So that's kind of how I look at it. Like, I don't. God is doing the greatest job of all, so I give all the glory to God. Like, He's doing the greatest job of all. Keep up the good work. You're the greatest. So that's basically my puja and my bhakti,
Yeah.
thanking all deities for the great job that they're doing, not asking to win the lottery or give me a new car or something. That's almost meaningless,
It is amazing that we're even here. I don't know, I don't know, gives you a sense of awe that I'm even here having these deep conversations with everybody, like questioning my existence.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree with you. It gives me a sense of awe too. Like, when I really like step back from the TV and observe myself, what a beautiful journey this has been, like a venture, and it's still going. Every day I wake up with a surprise. Like, how is Babaji going to surprise me today? It's going to be a good one for sure. Today we have the satsang. Oh boy, I know there's going to be some profound insights on that satsang for sure.
Do you have a favorite spiritual practice? Like, is it doing your puja, or is there something that you love to do without fail? Like, I love to do the mantras, or does it just change? I mean, is there something that you have to do every day?
I mean, I try to keep the perspective. My guru said, even the thing you hate the most in your sadhana, do it like you love it the most. So I always keep that perception. Like, if today I have to do the full wheel pose or the plow pose or whatever, right? Probably the things I dislike the most are the physical postures, but I've learned to love them the most, right? So
Yeah.
I go into mindset, tricking my mind or my ego, like, oh, you know what today is? Today is the full wheel pose. Woo, struggling,
Yeah. Love your
I don't know if
enemy.
you got this, yeah, it's similar. Love your enemy, right? Like, I got this. I love the full wheel pose. And then you kind of breathe into it and you kind of relax into it. And you're like, your mind is playing games with you, like, oh, this is all right, I miss this. So I kind of love all of them equally. in yoga, we always say we live in equanimity. So we don't see no good or bad. We kind of love all practices. If I really had to go on a limb, I would probably say like bhakti, like singing songs, and mantra japa. I don't even know where that came from. I used to dislike that the most, but now it's my favorite. So it changes day to day.
Yeah.
You know? I used to dread like my guru would say, "You ready to sing mantra japa?" And you know, I'm surrounded by a bunch of lifelong yogis, and they have the proper Himalayan pronunciation, and here I come with my crude American English, right? Like poo try or whatever, you know? And they're like,
Ooh.
what? So yeah,
Mary,
so yeah, go ahead.
oh, you were talking about the wheel pose. Mariana just said, I do full wheel, plow, bridge, shoulder stand. Wow. Bow 4 times a week. LOL. Am I overdoing
Oh,
it? Hmm.
great. Oh, you're never overdoing it, you know, like if it feels good to you, it's perfectly fine. But yeah, that
I'm
I'm
impressed.
happy your dedication, Mariana. Yeah. So full wheel. Yeah, outstanding. When you do any of these so-called strenuous asanas, I would just breathe into it. Like that's really been the key to me, like breathing into it. Like don't get scared. You know, when you're in the plow pose and you bring your knees down to your ears, it's kind of claustrophobic and it was kind of scary for me in the beginning, but I just learned not to panic and just breathe into it. Just breathe into it, you know, slowly and gently. You don't have to force it or anything. So, yeah, but that's great work, Mariana. Plow pose, shoulder stand pose, full wheel pose. What was the other one?
Oh, let me go back to it.
Oh,
I do a
bridge.
bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, bridge. Yeah, good. Bridge is a good way to transition into the full wheel pose. So you see in our class we go bridge and then we push up into the full wheel pose. So
So do
yeah,
you
hope
have
that's
like a
good.
schedule where you actually like Friday I'm going to do wheel or just when you feel like it?
No, I try to do it every day. I try to
Oh,
go through all 18 asanas every day. So
okay.
some days if if I have something to do, like I'll go. There's certain ways that yogis do it. So they go 6, or if you really don't have any time, they only do 2. So they do pose and counter pose. So to balance it. So you'll do like 1 and 2, and then okay, or you'll do 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, or you'll do the whole 18 and go through the whole cycle. So it just depends. So if I do 6, then one day, then I'll do the other 6 the next day, then I'll do the other 6. If I have no time constraints, then I'll just go through all 18. Or if it depends, like some days, like today, I had the Satsang, or it's been raining a lot, so I can't go outside. And to do it in this room is kind of cramped, you know.
Yeah.
there's certain ones I have to shorten. So it just depends. But I try to go through all. I feel the best when I go through all 18, but it just depends. That's basically my schedule. But I would do your sadhana whichever way works best for you.
About how long will you hold each pose?
It depends. Like I really don't have no time constraint. Like I just hold the pose as long as I can till I can't hold it no more. So you
Um,
almost feel like a click. Like you're not trying to go too far. You're just trying to do as much as you can. So it depends. It's different for each pose. So there's some poses you could hold longer, and there's some poses that are strenuous to hold for long periods of time. Let's say the full wheel pose, right? After a couple minutes, you would want to come down. If you get into a good position like the plow pose, you could hold it for as long as you can. I mean, probably the longest I've ever hold it 20 minutes each pose. I mean,
Wow.
obviously you could do Shavasana for as long as you want, you know. I probably can't hold it for 20 minutes now, but back in the Himalayan days, yeah. They call it what they call it, asana siti, which is mastering the asana. So like when you feel you reach asana mastery, they say hold it for 15 minutes. So it's called asana siti, which is basically holding it for as long as you can comfortably. So it's usually 15 to 20 minutes. So, but this takes some mental mastery, let's say it like that. Like you know, so your body starts to get in pain, especially let's see what the hardest one is. The hardest one is probably the full wheel, because you know, like you're up, bowed back. But there was one that in the beginning was really hard for me. It was called the kneeling pose of firmness, where you kind of sit on your Achilles and you sit in between your Achilles. And my Achilles needed a lot more stretched out. So that one was painful in the beginning. But the more you do it, the less painful it gets. And you begin to realize most of this pain and suffering you're feeling is in your mind. So if you start to breathe into it, it becomes a lot more comfortable. And it's important to get like a good push-up, right? Like a steady push-up. So if you have like a steady push-up into the full wheel and you're equally balanced on your hands and your feet, then you could hold it longer, but it takes some practice.
Marianne is cracking me up. She says, if I absolutely don't have time for asanas, I would start with complete yogic breath, 5 minutes, then a few pranayamas, and finish with a meditation for opening 7 chakras. And then she says, 20 minutes, question mark, LOL. I can only do 20 to 30 seconds each, and I do around 18 to 19 asanas. No way I can hold them for that many minutes.
Yeah, it takes some practice, you know, but I'm sure you could do it, Mariana. You just got to get your mind right. Like, no matter what, I'm gonna do it. So I mean, yeah, the full wheel, that takes a lot of mental fortitude for 20 minutes. You know? I mean, the shoulder stand pose, if you just hold it right, you just kind of relax into it. So it's a lot easier. But plow pose, yeah, I mean, if the hardest part of the plow pose is when you put your knees down to your ears, then you're kind of claustrophobic in that asana pretzel, if you know what I'm saying. But if you just put your toes above your head and just kind of rest there, you could probably hold it for a long time. I'm trying to think what else. Obviously, Shavasana, the corpse pose, you could hold for 2 hours.
I can, yeah, I can.
I'm a master of Shavasana. Just go to sleep. I sleep in Shavasana every night for 8 hours.
I've been doing it since birth.
I've been doing it. I mastered it since birth.
Man,
yeah, but that's perfectly fine. Like Purna Sudi, when you wake up before you go to sleep, absolutely excellent. You know, it doesn't have to be something super complicated. It just could be stuff that gets you through the day. And yeah, add some pranayama in there and some meditation. You know, she's talking about unblocking the 7 chakras, the bija mantras, which is an excellent class in our school. So yeah, just whatever works for you. That is the best technique, I would always say.
I would love to come to Thailand and just videotape you doing your asanas, doing your sadhana. And it doesn't even have to be me, but I think people would get a lot of value out of like seeing your spiritual practice. But I don't know, we can live vicariously through you.
Yeah, if one day that happens.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be me, but I can just see that people want to see that. Do like a documentary I don't know, doing your puja, doing your sadhana, do like an insider, like a documentary of a yogi. Or we
Yeah,
open
it
up.
might not be as glamorous as your visualization.
I don't know, your guru, he's just walking around and somebody just follows him. Like, like,
Yeah, he's lucky that. I wonder who's filming him. That's a
he's
good
there.
question.
Yeah, his filmer, whoever is doing it, they're doing a great job. And they were doing
He's kind of
some,
technologically advanced for a Himalayan yogi, right?
yeah,
That's why I like him. He's kind of open-minded. Like most of these yogis don't care nothing about that, right? They've never even heard of Instagram, but he has like 3 different Instagram accounts.
yeah. Yeah, there was one where there was like some Indian rock music in the background, and I'm like, that's kind of hip for a Swami guru.
Yeah, he came out with a CD at one time. He has like a bunch of songs that he was singing. One of his devotees has like a studio, so we produced some songs, and he was singing like Shiva 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 Shambho, Shiva Shiva Shambho,
Oh,
with
wow.
like a big. I wonder if I have that somewhere. That's a good.
Wow, that's cool.
How old is your guru?
That's a good question. I mean, he's probably late 60s. I don't know, maybe 70s now. Well, that's a good question. Yeah, maybe he's like 70s. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't dare to ask that
Yeah.
question directly.
How dare you?
We are yogis. We are timeless.
He could be hundreds of years old for all we know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me, I mean, I might have told this story before. We went to one place, and he asked me, he was like, how old do you think that sadhu is? And I was like, or that yogi, and he was like, I don't know, 70. He's like, he's over 200. And I was like, how? And he was like, you don't want to know. And that's all he said. So these sitas, these enlightened beings, right? I mean, if you reach that state, you reach a state of perfection called siti, right? That's how they get these powers. They reach the state of sadhana perfection. It's almost a byproduct. So if you reach that, you're on a state of sita, right? So these sitas have developed different techniques that they perfected to prolong their life, but it's not something that how could I say, you would look forward to. Like they drink their own pee. They're testing stuff. Let's say. So I don't know. I can't verify it. I didn't see his birth certificate or anything, but I mean, there's stranger things out there in the world. Let's say it like that. So it wouldn't surprise me.
That's funny you said they drink their own pee, because I was watching this one thing, like about Merlin and alchemy and the Sorcerer's Stone. So they said that the way they make that, like, it's like something that they will eat, but the way they make it is by distilling their pee. It's a very long process. It takes years. They put the pee in a bottle, they boil it, get it down, and I forgot, but there's this big long process they have. It might have even been on Chad's channel, but no, I think it was on the Y-Files, but that I heard that. But yeah, and then they get it down and it becomes this little, chunk, and then they eat it and they get immortality from that. That's what they said.
I was like, that takes a lot of patience.
Yeah. So these sitas, they're basically kind of medicine men too, and they, like you said, alchemy. That's all they do. Alchemy, inner alchemy, nadis, Susimna nadi, prana, shakti, that they're always developing that inner alchemy. So for sure.
Do the Kriya practices the yogis do help with memory? I notice like you have to like remember like huge amounts of information, like your mantras. Do you feel like your satna is helping you like rewire your brain to recall huge amounts of information?
Yeah, I mean, could be, but I've never really thought about it. I don't even know how I remember all these mantras. You know, in our school, you know, there's some quite long ones, you know. Babaji's invocation mantra, you know, these are homage to the 18 Siddhas. These are long bhakti bhajan mantras. I don't even know. It just kind of came to me indirectly. Like I just kept singing it, and then I don't even know how I remember. That's a good question,
because like
actually.
the Kriya yogis, they didn't write anything down, they just passed it down, so you would have to have a really good memory to pass all that information down.
They just kind of keep it on, like the Kriya Yoga Cloud or the
They
Akashic
like
Records. I don't know where it's stored, actually. That's a good question. Like, you know, like they don't have like a note or notebooks or anything. Like,
yeah,
I don't know how they know all this knowledge. You know, it's almost like, how would they say it? They open their crown up and the stream of consciousness comes to them. From where? Who knows?
yeah.
But yeah, like I would even say in my case, like most of the stuff I said on this sad song and all the other 45 sad songs, I have no clue where that came from. You know, like it's almost like I open my crown and that pillar of light hits my crown and I just start delivering Babaji's mail. Babaji this, Babaji that. Yeah, like so. I guess that happens to them probably too on a higher degree, also, right? Like I don't have like notes before I come on any of these sad songs. It just happens the way it happens. So I would probably definitely say that probably happens to them also.
Practice Being says ojas allow us to have a photographic memory effortlessly. What are ojas?
So ojas is spiritual juice, right?
Oh,
So when we're, how can I say, in Brahmacharya, we're taking our sexual juice and we're converting it into ojas. So we're basically bringing it from the root up the Sushumna Nadi to the crown and converting it on the crown or the eyebrow chakra to ojas, which is spiritual juice. So I would have to agree with Practice Being. He has some pretty profound
yeah, he's a
insights.
highly enlightened being.
Like yeah, you only know what ojas is if you're in the circle, you know.
Yeah.
Like so yeah, so once you developed your ojas or your spiritual juice, or you enhance it, you cultivate it, it yeah, you do have profound, they would say profound memory capabilities, or a photographic memory, or I would say. So all these yogis are cultivating their ojas on a daily basis through inner alchemy, right? You know, like they're always from the root to the crown, you know, they're always bringing their, collecting their sexual juice, converting it into spiritual juice, which is called ojas. So I would agree with Practice Being, you know, but when you see ojas, that's not an everyday word that normal people say. So he obviously knows what he's talking
He
about.
knows stuff.
He has some information. So give us some more information, Practice Being.
Oh, cool.
I'm open to it. Yeah, but ojas, when you develop ojas, you would definitely have more spiritual capabilities and more spiritual insights and higher consciousness, I would definitely say, for sure.
Do you think smoking like prevents your kundalini from rising? Like, will that interfere with it?
I mean,
Energy block your
if
energy.
if you ask me, I would say no, because if you open your kundalini, nothing can stop it. Let's say it like that. If you have the right technique and the right discipline and the right tapas, smoking is almost like a joke to you. Like in the Himalayan mountains, I saw many
Yeah.
sadhus smoking, that they were unaffected by it, Neem Karoli Baba swallowed 20 LSD pills. He's unaffected by it because these highly enlightened beings are self-realized, and smoking has no effect on them. And I've seen a lot of yogis test this too. They do everything they can to test it and see if they can be affected by it. And they're never really affected by it. So they could smoke whatever, they could eat whatever, they could do whatever. They're unaffected by it because they have reached a higher spiritual plane by their tapas, their sadhana. So I would say if you're on that higher plane, then nothing can really affect you.
You wouldn't have
Smoking,
that fear of that.
I mean, you could drink Coke every day. You could do whatever you want, smoke. I mean, it's not my personal preference, but I've seen them doing it and they didn't see affected by it at all, I mean, they would probably laugh at you too. Like all this lifetime of spiritual tapas I've done, and you think some smoke in my lungs can affect me?
Yeah, no way.
No way,
That might be true for like the advanced ones, but like for somebody that's a beginner and they're doing all these things, alcohol, smoking, whatever, I think it can probably, because they always speak about the purity of the body and, stuff like that. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
I wouldn't recommend it if you're a beginner. Like,
Yeah.
imagine trying to do these strenuous asanas after you just smoked a cigarette. It's
Yeah.
not possible. Like you in the beginning, you would, like Paul said, you would want to purify yourself. You would want to cleanse you would want to keep your temple fit and as clean as possible in the beginning. Like don't try to test what higher enlightened beings do in the beginning. It's not recommended. So I would definitely, I mean, me personally, I don't smoke or I don't drink it, so I wouldn't recommend it, doing it. You're trying to do yoga to more uplift yourself and help yourself feel better. So you don't want any kind of hindrance or external controls trying to block your alignment with the divine, I would say. So if possible, try to stay away from it. If not, use it in moderation,
Yeah.
I don't know, practice being says Nasa Saragata Maharaja chain smoked cigars, if I said that right.
Yeah, so that's another example of a yogi who was unaffected, smoked cigars all day long, no problem. It didn't make him less of a yogi or less of a enlightened beings because he smoked cigars. He was unaffected by it, So I wouldn't test that in the beginning. Like I was saying to Paul, I would do try to stay away from any external controls in the beginning of your yogic practice. When you become a highly enlightened being and you want to smoke some cigarettes, go ahead, or cigars or whatever you do. I knew this one yogi who chewed tobacco leaves. He like he said, he like chain chewed tobacco leaves. He just chewed them all day. It didn't make him less of a yogi or less of enlightened beings. He just had a vice of a habit of chewing tobacco leaves. Go figure. So same thing. This guy chain smoked cigars. He wasn't less of a yogi. He was still an enlightened being. He just enjoyed a cigar, which is kind of funny. You would think otherwise, you would think
Yeah.
once you reach a state of purity that you let those attachments go, but some people hold it on to it. So even if you smoke cigars, you could still be a yogi.
I've got a
Oh,
question.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, so I read something about this in Autobiography of a Yogi. I've heard of it in various places, but have you ever seen of or do you know of um anybody to manifest something out of thin air, like a ring or a flower, or they just manifest something, that just out of the thin air?
I have seen it. I
Okay.
mean, there are people who have showed certain CDs. Like I've seen videos of Sri M. He manifested a ruksha bead, then he blew a hole in it and put a string in it. You know, on a podcast. So it's possible. Some people have these CD powers. So they can you it's a good question. Can they manifest what they want, or can they just manifest whatever's given? So I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I've seen it. I don't know. I don't think it was what they want. Like they can't manifest on demand. Let's say it like that,
Mm,
or they can't. You can't say like manifest in your hand a monkey wrench, right? That's not how it works. They just manifest what they want. It's more like flowers or like ash or like something like that. So it's not like put $10,000 in my hand right now. It doesn't kind of work like it's like here's some flowers. Where did those flowers come from? Who knew? Magic, somewhere, you know. So it's something like that, right? Like it's not like on demand manifestation. Let's say it like that. So I would say it like that, but I'm not sure how it works, but I have seen stuff like that, like uh, certain yogis through years of practice have been able to manifest stuff, but it's not the stuff that you could say on demand. Like you couldn't say like uh manifest a pair of scissors in your hand. It's not how it works. They just manifest whatever they work. Like nothing's in my hand, and you certainly see some flowers, right? And they say, okay, oh, it smells good, right? Okay, cool. Like, oh, that was nice. So something like that, I would say.
Yeah,
But they
in
use,
Autobiography of a Yogi, he went to somebody's ashram, and this guy was able to make any kind of smell. He said, "What kind of flower do
yeah,
you want to smell?" And he would like just manifest that. So that was pretty cool.
mm,
yeah. So that that's even more than what I've seen. Like he would ask you, what kind of smell do you want to see? So this guy had the CT of manifesting smells and flowers, which is cool. And that's cool that he could do it like on demand. Like, what flower do you want? Okay, rose. Okay, here you go, rose. So yeah, I wasn't lucky. It wasn't that specific, let's say, in detail. It was just like nothing in my hand. Now some flowers. You didn't ask for these flowers, but a good confirmation, a signpost of the possibilities that can happen once you dedicate yourself to your practice. But it reminds me of the story my guru told me. Like this guy practiced a CD of levitation, and he could levitate over water. He practiced it for 9 years. And one day he came across Buddha, and he said, Buddha, I've been practicing the siddhi of levitation. Watch me walk on the water. So he walked on the water, and he came back to Buddha, and he said, why would you spend 9 years practicing levitation when you could just take the ferry for a nickel? So
yeah.
that's kind of the yogic perspective. Like these siddhis are just byproducts of your tapas, your sadhana, but they're not the end goal. Like we don't do we don't practice Kriya yoga for siddhis. We practice more for self-realization and Satchinanda, and these are more the ultimate goal, the divine union with God, samadhi, you know, this type of stuff. So it's just things that kind of happen, but you don't even really get attached to it. You just kind of see it for what it is. So yeah, don't spend 9 years trying to levitate over water when you can just take the ferry for a nickel.
Yeah.
That's my CT story.
I have a question for you. When you were traveling with your guru, did you, like when you were doing your yantra for a year, did you encounter any women similar to you, like on a spiritual quest
Oh yeah.
with a
Oh
guru?
yeah.
You did? I don't know, because I kind
Mm,
of wonder if there's a lot of inequality in India, but I'm not there, so I don't know.
true. Yeah, there were some yoginis, but I think in the video in our free school, what is it called? Who is Vedagurudev? It shows my guru talking to a yogini, right? And she is wearing all the stuff and mala beads and everything. So they're out there, but they're more on a, like you said, they're more harder accepted because a lot of yogis have renounced desires of females, so they don't want to be tempted in that
I
kind of
would be a
way. But
distraction.
they would see it at that way, but I don't see it as that way. I see it as like divine mother presence, which is absolutely like a bunch of guys hanging out and no feminine energy to balance out the energy is not my idea of a good time.
Yeah.
So I mean, it usually happens that way, but you would always, like when my guru saw this yogini going up the Himalayan mountains, we sat down, we had some tea. Tell us your story. What's your adventure? You know, what words do you have to the people? You know, like let us feel your energy. What do you need? Let's we're good listeners. We want to hear what you have to say, and they're open to it too, because most people try to stay away from that temptation, let's say, right? But we come to it. So when we found this yogini that's in the video, she was coming down and we were going up, but we took 20 minutes out of our day to hear her story and how she got on this path. So pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I remember that image. It looked like he was taking an interest in what she was saying. So I
Yeah, we
guess
definitely. And
so.
you look for the opportunity, like here's Prasad, we give you food. What do you know? Our food is your food, and you know, you are our sister, you know?
So it sounds like your guru would take on a female disciple if she was worthy of that. Like,
Yeah, definitely. I'm positive there's some female veds out there. I'm almost 100%. I've never run across them, but I'm sure they're out there. I'm positive. I'm sure they're at least 10 in number. My sister Ved band. Reach out to me if you're
yeah,
a Ved band on on YouTube, or join our Kriya Yoga School. We would love to have you, right?
yeah. We
But
need more
I'm
female
sure they're out
energy.
there. Yeah, we need definitely some female energy. But
Well,
when I went up the Himalayan mountains, I had to fill out an Indian paper. Like basically, if I die up there, they're not responsible. They're not going to come get me, whatever, you know? And they kind of didn't want women to go on the yatra, right? On the pilgrimage. I don't know why. Maybe it's a chauvinistic thing, like they can't handle the journey, or what. I don't know what they think, but obviously when we went up there, there was women
towards
there, you
women.
know? Yeah. So, but they mostly travel solo, right? You know, like, I don't know, like, some yogis wouldn't want that temptation in the tent with them, you know, distracting their practice.
Practice Being had some comments I didn't even notice. Let me see.
Let me
The
put my
power.
feet down one
Yeah,
second, then I'll answer this question.
yeah.
How
Put your
long have we
foot
been on
down.
here? Almost 3
3 hours.
hours. Let me
The
hold on. Windshield wipers,
yeah.
windshield wipe. Yeah, after 2 hours, it starts to hit me, you know.
You do
Uh,
good for 3 hours. That's amazing. See,
yeah, in our school, I do full lotus hour, hour and a half,
yeah.
2 hours if I'm lucky, you know. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Practice
Okay.
me.
The power of a woman's ovum or egg is cyclical, whereas the power of a man's seed is eternal. Women can develop ojas powerfully too, but not to the same degree. It's nothing against. Oh, let me go to the next comment. It's nothing against women, simply discernment of the physiological difference or psychological difference. You mean biological? And then Mariana said, "You meant biological or physiological?" I don't know either.
I mean, in my perception, I would see yoginis as same as yogis, you know. Maybe in the caste system of India, they wouldn't see it that way, but I mean, they're very highly enlightened yoginis. I mean, less than other yoginis, I don't know. I think they're equal, and they might even be even highly evolved and more than yogis. I mean, they're definitely yoginis more highly evolved than me for sure. Absolutely. And yeah, they carry a different energy, but their energy is no less than a man yogi for sure. I would dare to say that they have a more Shakti based energy that's highly refined than more than a man. So I would say their Shakti is more pure, more refined, more divine mother, more Devi than a man. So I would, I mean, I don't know, you know. I've met some highly enlightened yoginis, and I would definitely say they were no less than any other uh yogi for sure, for sure. Or they were probably on a higher plane, you know. They have more of a pure refined Shakti, right? Like, you know, Shakti is
Hmm.
feminine energy. So they their Shakti is way more powerful than a man's Shakti, you know? So I would definitely say they cultivate that, they enhance that more unconditional love, that more divine mother Devi power. So I would definitely say that in my eyes, and from the energy I felt from yoginis in the Himalayan mountains, I wouldn't look at them any less. And we try to stay in a state of equanimity, which is yogini, yogi, equal, you know? No less, no more, equal.
Nice. Mariana says, "How about Mataji then?" Yes.
Absolutely. That's a good point. Mataji. I mean, in the Kriya yogic tradition, I mean, her energy is way
Yeah.
highly evolved. You know, like, I mean, in my perception, if you ask Babaji, he would see Mataji as no less. You know, like in equanimity, like they say in yoga, right? So Mataji is highly evolved as Babaji. Maybe she wouldn't say that. My guru used to say you would see Babaji 10 times before you see Mataji once. So this Kriya yogic female energy is more in the background, but it doesn't make it any less. Still super powerful. I would say our Mataji Shakti mantra with the Bijas is super powerful. It's probably one of my favorite, you know. Obviously, I'm a Babaji lover first, but Mataji is right there with me, you know. Like that's probably, I mean, I don't know, you know, like I go back and forth, but obviously Mataji is carrying divine Kriya yogic cosmic energy for sure. So that's a perfect example by Mariana that yoginis carry just as much enlightenment and more Shakti than probably even men.
And then Practice Being says, amen. It's not a gender thing. Yes, amen.
Yeah, it's more of an energy thing, like Ananda Mai, right? Who was also in Autobiography, a yogi, highly evolved, you know? Like I'm sure Yogananda, when he met her in person, was highly impressed. I think he even says in the Autobiography of a Yogi, like, this is a highly enlightened being. And the case could be made that the most highly enlightened being, you know?
Yeah.
I think he said he was blown away by her energy and her divine love. So yeah, I definitely would say that she carries I would make the argument that in some cases yoginis are more highly evolved than men, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of the opposite here, you know. In most of these studios around here, it's mainly all women. So I've got a lot of female healers, shaman, and you know, I'll be the token male energy. Me and maybe like one other guy sometimes, but you know, it's very few men for some reason, you know.
Yeah, sometimes the tables turn, right? Yeah, a lot of women with a lot of great yogic energy and very few men.
Need balance. Shiva Shakti.
Yeah, Shiva and Shakti, the divine union together.
Yeah, and all the Hindu stories, it seems like, you know, the women are, you know, have a lot to offer. It's like all the mythology.
Absolutely. I mean, the Devi power, the goddesses, the deities. Wow, their energy is super powerful. I mean, Kali, you know, ferocity, Saraswati, the wisdom, the creativity, the muse, Lakshmi, the wealth, the prosperity, the abundance. I'm missing a whole bunch, but yeah, Gayatri, you know, like, these are very profound mantras, right? And you could definitely feel the Shaktis carried in the energy, and the Shakti is the feminine power. So for sure, right? I mean, my one of the most profound things my guru said, Vedagurudev, you have mantra diksha for all these lords, Shiva, Ganesha, Krishna. What about the Devi? Where's the feminine power? I said, I need that. He said, yeah, balance, Shiva and Shakti. And I was like, all right. And when he started giving me mantra diksha for, you know, obviously our parampara is Saraswati, you know, in the Swami lineage. So Saraswati, Gayatri, Lakshmi, Sarah, who else am I missing? Lakshmi, Kali, some more, Parvati. So like all these deities really balanced me because I was too much up here and not enough, none down here to balance it out. And when you get that, the Shiva and Shakti, you know, the Ida and the Pingala, kind of the alchemy come together, then you get a full complete. But I definitely say the Devis, the female deities, they carry more of the Shakti, which is really profound divine energy, I would definitely say, for sure.
Nice.
I'm gonna turn in, guys. It's getting late for me.
Okay. Thanks for coming, Paul. We
Sure.
appreciate you always. See you next time.
When's the
Yeah.
next Yagna fire? Is it coming up here in a week or what?
I see
I
the
think it's the
next.
26th.
Yeah.
Okay,
It'll be
great.
A week.
new moon in Gemini.
What day is the next Yagna? 26th.
It is on
right?
a 26th. It's on a Monday.
Monday the 26th. So yeah, in this
Great.
class we gotta make a point to send in your Yagna fire requests. So if you want to change your Yagna fire request, send it in, Paul. We'll burn it
Okay.
up.
Yeah, it's coming up.
All righty. Thanks, guys.
All right, take care. Have a good night, Paul.
You too.
Thanks for coming.
Sure. Bye-bye.
So I want to be a sage when I grow up. What would be a good curriculum for my sage? I want to be a sage as my career choice. I don't know, as being a yogi, like everything I'm learning, like be part of my curriculum to become a sage.
Yeah, if you would want to become a sage, I would just stay on the same path and just cultivate and enhance it and dedicate your whole life to the alignment with God and your inner divinity. Yeah, just let your soul shine and be as best as you can. I wouldn't say there's kind of a rule, a manual or a rule book to become a sage. I would just, once you're on the path of divinity, I don't say you can never go wrong. So my guru used to say there's realized yogis and there's unrealized yogis. So once you realize you are a sage, then you are a sage. I would
Nice.
definitely say. So just keep on the same path and keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, practice being has something interesting to say. The synergetic combo of taking neem and turmeric helps a brahmachari transmute masculine seminal energy into Shakti for balance.
Yeah, true. I mean, there are different yogis who practice different techniques. So some combine neem and turmeric together to help them. Brahmacharya means like celibacy, but it means celibacy of your senses. So some yogis need like certain alchemy or certain concoctions to lower their desires or their like he says, their sexual juices, turning sexual juice into spiritual juice, as they would say, which is the technique of Brahmacharya. So in our Kriya Yoga school, we have a technique called Brahmacharya Ojas Maitrika Pranayama. So it's basically collecting your sexual juice in the root, bringing up your Sushumna Nadi, and transforming it into Ojas on your crown. So this is a technique that was taught to me, how we transmute our masculine sexual energy into Shakti spiritual energy or Ojas. So you're basically converting your sexual juice into spiritual juice, as they would say. And that's what Brahmacharya is. It's not really, my guru used to say it's celibacy of the senses, not like celibacy of your desires. It's more like stilling your senses and converting that energy into spiritual energy, that desire energy into spiritual energy. I would definitely say. And it's true. It's the alchemy of balance, right? Like the masculine energy to the feminine energy, the Shakti, right? So masculine energy Shiva, feminine energy Shakti, right? So the union from, my guru used to say Shiva and Shakti meet on the crown. So we're always kind of making that alchemy up, right, to the crown, right? So converting lower chakras sexual juice into spiritual juice. That's what I would say. So we're always doing the alchemy, bringing the alchemy up to the crown where Shiva and Shakti can meet, you know, the divine union on the crown, as my guru would say.
So is this something a woman could take too? I guess we would just eat this neem and turmeric mixture.
Yeah, if it works for you. I mean, everybody's different, so I would
Yeah.
try it if you need it. But most of the yogis I know wouldn't. They do the inner alchemy. They don't like the external alchemy. So it's possible. There are a lot of yogis who combine neem and turmeric to help them enhance that process. But in our para and our spinach lineage, we mostly do the inner alchemy. So
Yeah.
we don't like to depend on external outside things. We do the inner work. So that's how we would do it internally. Brahmacharya, Ojas Maitreka Pranayama. But yeah, it's for anybody, man or woman. So
yeah,
woman would convert their. It'd probably be easier for a woman because there's less like testosterone, or you know, like it's easier. You know, there's less desires for
I think it would
woman,
be easier
right?
for women too.
So you know, like there's less juice to collect. Let's say like that. You know, so it's an easier transition upward. You know, converting to Ojas.
Interesting. Yeah, I see neem products all the time. I see neem toothpaste, shampoo. What else have I seen? I don't know. Neem seems to be a product coming out a lot. I have definitely seen neem toothpaste. So yeah.
In the Himalayan mountains, neem, turmeric, dal, roti. What else am I missing? I'm missing some other stuff, but yeah,
that's
too
it.
much. Lentils. Lentils, you can never get enough, right?
No more dal.
No more dal. Yeah, dal was not my thing in the Himalayan mountains. Oh man, if I never had to see dal again, it'd be a good thing.
You've had your fill.
Oh man, I have my fill. Curd, dal, everything, right?
Yeah, but I guess when you're hungry, you'll eat anything.
Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't flavorful, but you weren't gonna die. Let's say it like that. So
now it's just a distant memory.
Yeah, so if I go to an Indian restaurant and they're like dal, I'm like, not for me.
Yeah.
And the problem in India, like, if you don't eat it, they think they're offended because they think it's an insult. They think your food is bad, right? Like, why didn't this yogi eat my food? So no matter how much you displease of dal, you gotta throw it down the hatch. If you know what I'm saying, like, how is it?
Number one. Middle finger one.
Number one. You know, let me give you some mudras. You know, yeah, it's great. You know.
So I don't know. I'll keep finding different stories. So this is just a story, but I just read somewhere that Shiva cheated on Parvati and he had a child with another woman. Have you ever heard that story?
No, but it wouldn't surprise me. Shiva takes me as a cosmic dancer, a kind of nomad, a wild man. He does whatever he wants. He's Lord Shiva. Who could tell Lord Shiva no? Not me. You know, so he just does whatever he wants. You know, he's half a gory, half enlightened being, half God. You know, like no way I would try to control Shiva. Let's say it like that. He does whatever he feels like. So it wouldn't surprise me, you know. So
yeah, the human experience.
I would say it like that, or maybe it's a cool ghost story. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a story. I don't know.
if Lord Shiva, such a highly enlightened being, the Adi yogi, the first yogi, the highest of them all, even needs the pleasures of flesh. Let's say it like that. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't want to put Shiva in a box. He's beyond my comprehension.
Or if anybody knows the story, enlighten us.
Somebody on the chat, if you know the
Yeah.
story, explain the story.
So I'm just curious, like your senses are a little bit more heightened than the average person. Can you feel if something bad is about to happen, and you just like, uh, I don't know, you just have a feeling something's about to happen bad, or you just get yourself out of it?
Yeah, I would definitely say my awareness is heightened, and yeah, there's been certain situations that I didn't need to be in, and I just left. I like I was telling Paul, I don't try to make sense of it. Like, why is this happening? And woe is me, and what do? I just leave.
Yeah,
That would probably be my best situation. Like if I feel like I go in some place and it starts to like stink to you. It just doesn't feel right. It feels uncomfortable. I just leave. I just make a U-turn and walk right out. Like I don't try to make sense of it. Like what's in here, or what am I missing? Or it's like not for me. There are too
yeah,
many other places. Like if this place has bad energy, I want to support and give my money to places that have good energy. So that's another thing. Like my father used to say, not to be crude, we don't give our money to a-holes, if you know what I'm saying. So it, I kind of keep that perspective. Like I want to give my money and support and give my patronism to places that deserve my money, right? I don't I want to support good energy, positive energy, happiness. I don't want to support lower lower energies or emotions. So I try to support places with good energy and positive vibrations.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking like I guess like our spidey senses kick in. I don't know, like I'll be driving and I'll just get off the freeway and take the long route,
Mm,
and then I'll find
yeah,
out that there was an accident on the freeway. So maybe
sure.
that's just listening to your intuition. Like there's something coming up I need to get away from.
Yeah,
Like,
when you have a heightened intuition, these things are more readily available to you. Let's say, like you have less distractions blocking your intuitions because you're doing the sadhana in your practice. So these things kind of come to you indirectly. But yeah, I would definitely agree with you. That happens to me all the time.
yeah, I can't explain it. I just follow it. It's never wrong. Um, Practice Being says that Shiva never spilled his sperm. So, okay, maybe that was just a ghost story. Like, so
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, wow. Shiva's
Shiva,
sperm must be super powerful. So I hope he never spills it. We might
yeah,
all be in trouble.
yeah, it'd be like acid, burn holes through the earth. Like,
Oh, wow. Yeah. So
yeah,
Shiva is a leading example of brahmacharya celibacy.
yeah,
No, he is beyond the pleasures of the flesh. Let's say it like that. A guy who dances in the cosmos has no needs for the pleasures of the flesh.
yeah. He's got
But
poverty.
yeah, it could be. I don't know.
So let's see. Like, can you tell if somebody's lying? I feel like I can tell. Like, I can tell when somebody's lying. And do you see like an aura around somebody when they're lying?
Yeah, kind of, but I don't really make sense of it. It's kind of the same thing like this is a good storyteller. I don't want to be around this person. I'm not interested in people who aren't sincere, let's say it like that. So I just try to avoid toxic people like that. So
Yeah,
I mean, I don't try to look into too in depth like why or this and that. I just, like you said, get this spidey sense or or see their aura color is not favorable to me. Let's say it like that.
Vedagurudev, how is your daughter's healing process going?
Yeah,
From Mary.
it's going very well. So she got spinal surgery on March 11th, and it's already May. So March, April, May. So 3 months. She's perfectly 100% fine. Walks fine. Her spine is 100% straight. They were able to straighten her spine from a 77% curve to a 100% straight spine. So
Nice.
perfectly great. Working, no health problems, no suffering. After about 2 weeks, she was walking fine and able to do everything. So no need for a walker, no need for a back brace. Yeah, back to normal 15-year-old teenage girl, Instagram, chatting with friends.
So do you feel like she has more confidence now because of this?
Yeah, so she used to wear more baggy clothes so you couldn't see the curve in her spine. Her right shoulder used to protrude a little bit out because her spine was pushing on her lungs, so it kind of made her shoulder blade come out. Now it's perfectly even and fine. So I guess she could wear normal clothes, whenever she's ready. Get her
Yeah.
confidence back and wear what normal 14-year-old,
15.
I mean 15,
15.
yeah, dang. I don't even know how old my daughter is. Almost 16. 16 in
She's growing
September.
up.
No baby no more. That was the hardest thing. I used to call her like my baby or look at her like my baby, and then when she came like 10, 11, I had to drop that like, Daddy, I'm not a baby, You're still
You're
always
still
be my
my
baby.
baby.
Yeah, like so yeah, it takes a little while getting used to, and I don't know, so
So
yeah, but
is she
go ahead.
back at school, or she's back to all of her normal stuff?
Yeah, so right now in Thailand they have summer right now, so it was good timing.
Oh,
So
okay.
next month she'll be going back to school. So
Wow. I'm so happy that everything worked out. So that was,
yeah, me too. It worked out perfectly. I couldn't ask for a better result,
yeah.
better doctor, better hospital. Uh, yeah, everything. So God is good every day. Jai
Yeah.
Babaji, Jai
Jai
Mataji, Jai
Babaji.
Steve, Jai, all ascended masters. It would take me 2 hours to go through them all, but whoever has their ears open, thank you. All spiritual traditions, all deities, everybody.
Wow. I have a question for you. When you're meditating, how do you decide when to stop? Or is it just like I'm done? Like, is there like a click when you decide it's time to end your meditation?
Yeah, there's no really time constraint. You just kind of, okay, that's enough. Like that's good. I got as much fruit and benefits out of it as I can. I mean, it could be short, it could be long. It just depends. So I kind of don't rush it or put like a time constraint on the meditation. I just let it happen the way it happens. And that's when it becomes the most profound and dynamic. I just let it go. Obviously, if you have to do something during the day, I would stop it kind of short or set an alarm. But if you could just let your meditation happen, however it happens, like and finish whenever it's ready to finish, then that would probably be the most profound, I would say. So I don't really try to, unless I have to put a time constraint on it. I just let it happen, and you kind of do feel like a click, like, okay, that's good,
Yeah.
like I've gotten as much fruit and benefits out of it as I can. There's no need to go longer or, you know. So that's the way I would say it. I would just let it happen naturally as possible. I mean, it's more difficult if you got to go to work or, you got to pick up
Yeah.
your child from school or something. But yeah, I would just let it go naturally as possible. That would probably be the most profound. And I would clear out all the junk and the trash and the boxes before you go into meditation. Because if you carry that monkey mind, or that monkey mind follows you into meditation, then it's going to be harder to focus because you're going to be distracted. But yeah, I would clear out all the boxes, do the Sudi technique, detach, let go before you go into meditation, and just exist and be in meditation for as long as you can. That would probably be my best advice.
Yeah, I wonder, I don't know if AI and spirituality could work together, but I just feel like I want to get rid of all the distractions like the phone. But I wonder if there is a way that AI and spirituality could work together. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, me personally, prefer the more old school approach, like AI is kind of mechanical and kind of cardboard for me. Like
Yeah.
it lacks the spiritual energy that is needed for inner work to be done, right? Like it could give you good information, but it can't do the inner work for you, let's say, right? So most information is just words on the paper without the proper energy, I would say. So it it, it has its place, it does what it does, but I don't know, I'm more old school
Yeah.
Himalayan, uh oral tradition, in-person tradition, that type of
Yeah.
stuff. So uh if I could prefer a yogi, I would prefer a real in-person yogi, not a
AI.
cardboard AI, yeah, something like that, yeah.
I don't know. The world is changing. I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, we'll see,
Yeah. I mean, we have everything we need. We don't need outside, uh, I don't know, outside attach. I don't know. I don't know. We have what we need, I think. We don't need that.
And it's kind of like you're a chef, right? It's like, would you prefer food out of a microwave, or would you prefer food cooked with love and care? I mean, that's a
Yeah.
easy
Love
answer,
and care. Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at AI, like a
Soulless.
soulless microwave food, something like that. Yeah, basically, it'll cook your food, but will it taste as good as a real chef? No way. It'll taste like microwave cardboard food, So uh, if you like AI yoga practice, then that's what you'll get, some
Yeah.
uh basic Frankenstein put together information, I guess, whatever they could find on the internet.
Yeah. And there's things that you can get from a real guru, a real teacher, you could never get from AI. That, like,
Yeah, because AI would never have experience or never know what it feels like to feel higher consciousness or Satchinanda or self-realization. So they could only give you guesses, pretty much.
interesting.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'll be out of
I
work.
don't know. They might have a soul soon. We don't know. And have rights.
AI might put the Kriya Yoga School out of business, who knows?
What is non-duality, and what is the simplest explanation you can give about non-duality? It's a word that's thrown around a lot.
Non-duality, let's say. Well, the opposite of non-duality is oneness. So when you're one with everything, everything is inside you as you. Duality is more, I'm here and that thing is over there. So most people live in duality. They think I'm here and Jesus is over there, or Jesus is up on a cloud, that is more a dualist kind of perspective. But when you see yourself as Jesus, inside you as you become one with Jesus. So this is how you let go of duality. I am everything and everything is me. I am one with everything and everything is me. I am Jesus and Jesus is me, right? So
Yeah.
Jesus is not sitting on a cloud over there. Jesus is right here inside me as me. This is a oneness approach, which what we believe in Kriya Yoga, right? When you see yourself as Jesus, you become Jesus, right? So that would be a non-dualistic approach. But in my dogmatic perception, that's harder to monetize, right? Because when you believe yourself as God, you don't need no middleman because God is inside you as you, right? So the collection plate at the church has no meaning for you, right? Because you don't have no middleman between you and your connection to God. You have a direct alignment. So if somebody says, give me some money, I'll call God for you, you laugh at them because you have a direct phone line straight to God, right? So this is basically mantra japa also, right? It's a direct phone number calling whichever deity you're calling, right? Oh, let me call Shiva for you. Nope, no thanks. Got Shiva's direct phone number, right? So give me money and I'll call Shiva for you. I call Shiva better than you call Shiva,
Yeah.
So you cut out the middleman or the dogma
No.
approach, right? Like, let me tell you a story about God. No thanks. I talk to God directly, I'm going to tell you what God's thinking right now. No thanks. Calling God right now myself. So you begin to cut out that dualistic perception, right? And they, in a dogmatic approach, they would call it like blasphemy to think you are God and God is you. But in my perception, that is the real way to perceive God inside you as you, I would say, right? So it's probably offends a lot of people, but this is how I
Yeah.
feel straight from my
Yeah, and
heart.
I
So
asked you your opinion, so that's good.
if you don't like it, turn the channel,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's basically the way I would say it. Like, if you see the kingdom of God inside you as you, then there's no need to go anywhere else to find God. Let's put it to you that way. So my guru used to say, instead of looking for God, he saw these backpackers in the Himalayan mountains. And he was like, I don't know why people spend thousands of dollars looking for God. Just go into your closet, close your eyes, and be one with God. So that's the way I would look at it. So no need for other people's perception to become your perception. Find your own perception of God that you resonate with the best. Align yourself with that perception, and don't let other people's God stories become your God stories. Tell me which God story resonates the best with you, and that's the right one.
Nice. Yeah, let me choose. Mariana has to go, but she had a quick question. Guys, my daughter is still playing. I have to put her to bed and shower too. Gotta go. Sorry. School tomorrow. Miss you guys. See you on Saturday's class. When's our next Yagna fire ceremony?
So our next Yagna is Monday, May 26th, right? And
Yeah.
that would be a new moon, and that would be at 8:30 p.m. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you can't make it, then we'll obviously have it on our class. You can watch the replay. So yeah, send in your Yagna fire request, Vedagurudev@gmail.com. And yeah, our next Saturday class, we'll have 2 new techniques. And
Can't wait.
we should have some
Yeah.
good ones,
Yeah. join the Kriya Yoga School. You get all the insider
Join the
information.
Kriya Yoga School. There it is, right there. Go to Kriya Yoga Masterclass. Book a call with me. We'll solve your problems and see if you're a good fit for our Kriya Yoga School Masterclass. And if you don't have the financial means at this time, go to freekriyayogamasterclass.com and become a member. We have over 100 members now, so we're growing every day. It's 100% free. We have some beginner mini courses, so yeah, it should be great. So if you need help, join the free Kriya Yoga School or join our paid Kriya Yoga School.
I guess my next question, I've been thinking about the vibration of colors. Because like in kindergarten, like the school is like exploding with colors. And as you get older in grade school and high school, there's like less color. It's beige. You got the green chalkboard, white walls. You have less and less color. It kind of feels like color's been like is used to like program us. I don't know. And color makes us so happy, like out in nature, like the explosion of flowers and the trees and the sky and the clouds and the water. I don't know. And I noticed like cars, they're like mostly white and black or different variations of gray and silver.
Yeah.
I feel like colors are very important to us. So I feel like, and like fast food, you notice like red stimulates hunger. There's a lot of red in fast food restaurants. Like colors are used to like control us. So I don't know. I just did something. I think maybe because I'm like waking up, I'm just noticing these things. So yeah.
I would definitely say color, like your chakras carries frequency with color and stimulates different senses in your body through color vibrations. So I would definitely say color stimulates your subconscious, your soul, your subliminally programmed,
Yeah.
So these
I see it.
marketers are master manipulators, so they understand this concept of color and subliminal programming and stuff. So like you said, red stimulates hunger. So when they show you a commercial or
There's always
the
red.
box, it's red. Like eat these French fries. They're in a big red and yellow McDonald's thing. Yeah. So yeah, they're master programmers out there, and once you start to become aware, you start to begin to see the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, and you could dull their psychic attack on your senses.
Yeah. Like I see you. I see what you're up to.
I see you, Wizard of Oz, behind that curtain. You don't look like God to me.
So this is a Ramahara Maharishi question. He said that there is no universe and it exists in the mind only. Is there any proof of this?
Ramayana Maharishi, well, he definitely knew what he's talking about. Is it only exists in the mind? What?
There is no universe and it exists in the mind only.
I mean, true.
Yeah, we don't. I've not been there. Like,
in his perception, yeah, I would definitely say like I can't verify if there's a universe or not, and obviously through his practice, he was a highly enlightened being, and so
interesting. Yeah,
I would definitely say that the level of enlightenment he reached, it was probably a state of the highest samadhi that there was no beginning, there was no end, and there was nothing there, That's why you reach a state of emptiness where there is nothing. And everything is kind of a perception
Yeah.
that is projected onto you through your Maya delusional mind. So I would probably say he definitely reached a height of state where he overcome all these delusions. So if he said the universe is what do you say, is the delusion, or is it's trick
It's
of the mind?
so that it's not real. Let me find that question. I'm like,
Oh, it's okay. It's not real. I mean,
yeah, he said it's not.
he
It's
he would know. I love Maharishi Ramayana Maharishi the
he said
best.
there's no
You know,
proof of this. It's just it only exists in the mind.
sounds pretty true to me. I believe
Yeah.
him more than I believe any scientist. Let's say it like that.
I guess,
So
yeah, I guess we could say that about a lot of things that just exists in my mind. There's no proof of it. Yeah. I
yeah, it
haven't.
all comes down to, like, if it doesn't serve you in the present moment, does it really matter? You know, like,
Yeah.
if you can't see the universe, you're just regurgitating somebody else's ghost story, you know? Just because somebody's wearing a white coat doesn't mean they have the answers to the universe, or, you know? Who- Only believe your own discernment and your own intuition, you know? People love to tell you, like, let me tell you about the third eye. If you open your third eye, demons are gonna come in. Get out of here, you know?
Get out of
Whatever you
here.
experience, that's what is real, you know? Whatever other people talking about, it's just trash you need to take out to the curb, you know? Like, get out of
Get out of here.
here.
I see. What do you think? Do you think we can change our destiny through horoscopes, astrology, free will, the law of attraction, or is this just a distraction?
um, this was a question from YouTube, or
Yes,
you
or from
US
me, from
education?
me.
Oh, okay. Say the question again.
Like, can we use so can things are like set into motion, but can we change like our destiny through like astrology, free will, um, astrology, all these outside things? I don't know. Can we? I don't know. Change like I don't know. I wonder like if like our path is already set, or maybe we could use like horoscopes, astrology, uh, tarot, all these tools to like
Yeah,
change
I
things.
would say, instead of looking externally, look internally. I would You could change more by the internal work. You don't want to be like dependent on other things. Like I was saying about the neem and the turmeric, right? You
Yeah,
more want to be sovereign inside you as you, right? So you want to be the reason you change anything, because you don't want to be dependent on like outside things, like oh, I changed my free will because of tarot cards, or I changed my free will because of astrology, you know, like that. You wouldn't want to depend on anything else, and you would more want to do your inner work, and you could basically pivot and change course directions. So I'm a perfect example. Like, I was totally 100% on the wrong path and caught up in my ego and everything, and I just used my discernment and my discipline to pivot and change course and direction. So it's possible, you know, like to what degree you can change your free will or your predetermined path. I like to call it spiritual wrestling, right? You know how
yeah,
wrestling's kind of fake. They have a
yeah.
script or whatever, right? They, you know, like, I don't think it's that predetermined. I think there's a loose framework and you could pivot and change directions, right? When you know, like become spiritually more aware, you could change directions, I would say. So I wouldn't say it's, no matter what you do, it's predetermined. If you pivot and change course, you could turn it all around.
Okay. So I've been seeing a lot of videos where people, I don't know, they'll like talk to plants and like they can like chant to the plant, make the plant like bloom, or they'll like say
Mm,
hi to the plant and it looks like the plant's waving, or they'll ask
mm.
the plant, the tree, to like touch their shoulder. And I was wondering if you think like maybe plants are more spiritually evolved than humans, or they definitely, I don't know, they have a consciousness that they can understand things like on a different level than us.
I would definitely say, in my experience, yes, because a couple years ago, my yard was totally dirt and no plants, and they were all dying, and I didn't know why. And then I started doing the yagna every full moon and new moon, and now my plants are, it's like a total jungle. You know?
Yeah.
They go taller than my house and everything. So I would definitely say they have their ears open, and they're definitely feeling the energy from our bi-monthly yagnifiers every full moon and new moon. So I would definitely say they feel a higher vibration. They enjoy a higher vibration. So when I wasn't doing my sadhana outside, plants brown, dead, no good. When I do my sadhana outside, totally green, super huge, you know,
Yeah, they can feel it.
a forest. So I guess I attribute that to my mantra japa and the millions of repetitions of Om, you know. So that Om is powerful. So it definitely, my trees in my yard enjoy the Om for sure.
Yeah, I talk to my plants all the time. My plants are like 10 years old, but I don't know. I think they feel the good energy. So, yeah, they can feel love like water.
Mm. Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so I have to get going, but I have one more question.
Okay, great.
So, you say that you never get lonely because you have all of your deities with you, but do you have like human friends that like uplift you spiritually, that I don't know, that you make, I don't know, do you have enough human friends to lift you up, I guess is the question.
Yeah, I have enough human
Yeah.
friends that lift me up. I mean, right friends that oh, it not too many, but like let's say like 3 or 4 that understand me on a higher spiritual plane. Maybe not on the yogic path, but can have in-depth spiritual conversations, you know? Like a higher understanding than the
Yeah.
lower frequency. And I would like to say my daughter's my best friend.
Yeah.
She might not see it that way, but
Yeah.
it's okay, you know. So
Well, I'd
yeah,
like to
just
say that
try.
we're friends too.
Yeah,
And
Veronica's
everybody.
my best friend. But everybody in our school is my friend.
Yeah.
Cal, Paul, who else am I missing? Everybody, like Donnie. We have a great Kriya Yoga
Yeah.
spiritual community and a family. We all uplift each other. Rising tides lifts all boats, as I always like to say. So yeah, we all uplift each other, and no judgment, no projections, just wishing the best for all of our Kriya Yoga students and everybody out there.
Yeah, I think that's the Kriya Yoga School. We are all friends. Yeah. Yeah, friends on such a deeper, like a soul level.
Yeah, on a soul group level. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah. So join the Kriya Yoga School.
Yep.
So
Join the Kriya Yoga School. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up. So
yeah.
we're talking about join the Kriya Yoga School. If you want to learn about Kriya Yoga, go to kriyayogamasterclass.com. 100% free. Discover the secrets of Kriya Yoga. We have a beginner course. We have a great interactive community with a lot of great videos and everything. We have over 100 members there. So join and help us grow our Kriya Yoga community. And if you want more and you want to book a call with me and see if you're a good fit for our Kriya Yoga Masterclass, go to kriyayogamasterclass.com. Click on the button, book a call, or you could just go straight to the school and sign up. Up to you. And a calendar will come up. Pick the time and pick the day that you want to get on a call with me. I'll get on a call with you, and we'll try to solve all your problems and help you overcome whatever you need to overcome by using Kriya Yoga. And then you will be in our Kriya Yoga Masterclass. And that's where we have hundreds of techniques. We have a Saturday class at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It goes 2 hours. You could ask any question you want. You know, we sing mantra japa. We have great classes, and you could ask me whatever you want, and I'll coach you personally through your Kriya Yoga journey. And then we do the Satsang every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We usually go 4 hours, as you could probably see.
Yeah.
And it's we have no judgment. You have a safe, sacred place here at the Kriya Yoga School. Satsang. If you want to pay money, you can. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. Just get help with Kriya Yoga, and we're here to help everybody wholeheartedly every week. And whatever you need, join the free Kriya Yoga School or join our paid Kriya Yoga School, Kriya Yoga Masterclass, or get on a call with me, and let's see if we can help you overcome whatever's happening into you in May 2025. So with that said, I guess we'll wrap up our 46th satsang here at the Kriya Yoga School. Om Shanti, 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 Shalom. Sat Nam Sadhu Tao Om Spirit Swami Kami Amen Amen Omen Selah Om Om.
Kriya Babaji Namo. Kriya Babaji Namo. Kriya Babaji Namo. Kriya Babaji Namo. Kriya Babaji